Hey everyone, I'm Alexis the Ego Queen, and welcome back to Egosition. Welcome back to Queen's Court. In the last episode, which was yesterday, so I hope everybody goes back and gets a chance to watch that, we discovered that Ren was made into an interrogator. Things happened to the other people, but it wasn't as important. I'm just kidding, obviously. Vicky, take it over from here.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am Vicky the GM, and welcome back to the Queen's Court. When we last left our heroes, it has been 8 months since the Thaurian incident. After returning from a brief voyage to Mordian, the Acolytes returned to the Ascalon sector. Rosalina, now interrogator, along with Dr. Polonia, were sent to the Emperor's Song, an astropathic relay station where psychic sanctioning took place. Tarvok became an artisan in charge of the Reforged Foundry, and Harold finally finished that fence he kept talking about. Once again, the warband gathers at the Lockwood Manor, where Rosalina is getting a physical examination in Polonia's office.
Can you guys stop typing on the side? Jesus.
Well, getting to my examination of you, I'm going to just continue on looking about, checking your vitals, your blood pressure, making sure your reflexes are okay. Go ahead and give you an exam. Full on, I'll start. Go ahead and looking over. Make sure you don't have any blotches or any signs of mutation. Standard stuff.
You note that Ren's skin looks a bit pallid. Perhaps a lack of vitamin D.
Well, Rosalina, I think that you might need to do some vitamin supplements, but that's standard for someone who's been through as much as you have. I'll be very quiet when I say it, and the Rejuvenat treatments can do this kind of thing.
Yes.
Continuing to check her over. I don't notice any signs of, like, mutation or like any nasty moles, do I? No?
No, you do not.
Okay. Rosalina, if you don't mind taking off your shirt so I can get a better examination.
Yes, of course. I'm going to start unclipping the corset that I wear, and then taking off the armor that I wear underneath it.
I'll help you place it to the side as I continue to look over your skin to make sure everything's okay, that you don't have any abnormalities. I already checked your reflexes. They were fine. Your blood pressure's fine. If vitamin supplements are the only thing you need, then you should definitely consider yourself very lucky.
And how are you doing? Mentally, that is.
Sanctioning was an interesting situation. It's still hard to adjust to the idea that I have mental abilities. It's not something easy to adjust to.
No. I had a
how
feeling,
are you?
I had a feeling you were a witch mind. Though, without proper training, I couldn't tell right away.
Well, it just got me off guard because when I first came here, I was originally scanned, and I was scanned as a child too, and I was completely non-active. Hunt told me that this kind of thing can happen to latents, but it's not really something you expect to happen to yourself.
No, but being as close to the warp as we were, these things can happen.
And I'll look down to the floor before looking back at you and say, I suppose that's true.
But your mental state, I've noticed you've been hanging around the captain more often.
Oh, Aristide. I just have a lot that I can talk to him about. Well, you know, I grew up in a fleet. He's the captain. It's just easier to relate to him, I guess.
You know, it's funny. You look at him the same way I used to look at my Tyus.
The man you were married to.
Yes.
Well, I won't deny that Aristide is a very attractive and successful man, but somehow, Rosalina, I have a feeling that he has more women than me to choose from.
Do you want
It's interesting, though. He's apparently never been married.
And this catches your interest, does it not?
Well, it just struck me because I suppose I shouldn't be too forward, though he was a bit proud of it. It's just, well, you've been married. Most people that get to that age have been married. And he is several Did you hear that?
Sounds like Harold is having fun with his chain axe. Anyway, help me tie my hair back up.
Of course. And there's nothing else I noticed before we go.
There's the big scar. Don't forget that.
Yeah, so I do notice that gigantic gash along your neck. Rosalina, if you don't mind, when did you ever get this one? Because it looks like it's healed, but it looks like it was meant to leave a mark.
That was from Ren Roseless, the Canoness. Well, Sister Superior. When she trained me, I ran, and I took this mark. It's the same mark that I gave to Kiron.
I suppose that's one way to establish a tradition.
Yeah, but I'm curious, what is that loud... That sounds bigger than a chain axe.
Well...
In fact, you can hear the sound of 2 separate chain axes, even clashing.
Well, I don't have anything else left to say. Just remember to take some vitamin supplements. Let's go check out what's going on out there.
Very well. I'm gonna put back on my corset and my armor, and then grab my weaponry and head out.
Indeed. As you head out into the garden of the Lockwood Manor, you can see the what's the color of the fence painted, or is it painted at all?
It's not painted at all.
Fair enough. You can see the unpainted fence that Harold has built up, where Skadi is currently moving about, doing glass deed things. However, that is not what catches your attention. It is the fact that Harold seems to be dueling a combat servitor, and Pri, I need you to roll for me a weapon skill test.
Oh shit.
Well, you would have gotten your normal bonuses, meaning like aiming and standard attack. So that would have been a 72 to hit, so it's only a minus 20 to get. Let's see. The combat servitor tries to parry. He fails horribly. Roll for me damage. Indeed. As Harold swings in with contemptuous ease towards this basic model combat servitor, he slices past its chainsaw and slices it from the waist down through its leg, and it crumples to the ground, bleeding blood and oil everywhere. Behind the combat servitor, you can see Tarvok is standing with his brand new augmetics, which seem to have made him into something resembling a caterpillar of some sort, if a caterpillar was human and made of metal.
I'm assuming a praying mantis instead.
Ooh, that's even better, except this praying mantis has about 6 arms jutting from it,
That's fine.
and 2 from its back.
And also a massive bookcase.
Also a new addition seems to be a giant bookcase on Tyranids' back, containing hitherto unknown lore that he did not have access to. Ooh, excuse me.
I'm gonna look over to Rosalina and say, I don't suppose that we're ever going to be able to go around unnoticed now.
With all the mutants and freaks that we've run into, we just look like commoners.
Indeed. You see, Tarvok is taking furious notes of the way this combat just went. A second servitor, this one seemingly unaugmented for combat, is standing next to him. Knight, do you actually have a name for this second servitor?
Theta 01.
Theta 01, indeed. Just checking. So, with that, the fight is concluded, and your combat servitor is lying in a heap on the ground.
In the first set of Tarvok's arms, he has his data slate gathering information. In the other two, he has second pair. He has his writing kit and autoquill taking extra notes. And in his last pair, he actually has a cup of recap holding and a small plate as he sips and does his work. It did not last as long as I would have liked, but about as long as expected. Needs to work on its parrying more, but it was a good first test. Well done, Harold.
Why did I fight this thing?
Seems to may have locked up in its weapon arm. Further testing will be required, but again, a good start. Data was retrieved, and that is the most important part. Oh, I see we have company.
What were the tests being executed out here?
I am using combat servitors to test against Harold in order to gather data and make them more efficient fighters, learning from the best, as it were.
Fair enough. Also, this fence. Did you have assistance with this? This is expertly crafted.
Harold is just going to look at Tarvok with a cheeky smile on his face.
He gives him a thumbs up.
How many thumbs up?
4.
Indeed. As you're standing around in the garden, taking in the mangled servitor, Tarvok, you hear coming through a Vox channel, "Hey boss, we got that shipment you asked for."
About time. How's the traffic out there?
Brutal, but we made it through.
Good man, I did not expect it to slow you down that much. Bring it in, and I look over to Ren. Ren, I have a delivery, and where would you like it placed?
The garage will suffice.
Bring it around the back.
You got it, boss.
Tarvok, I have a question for you.
What can I help you with?
Are the 6 automatic gun emplacements placed yet?
Of course, my lady. They have been calibrated and recalibrated constantly, and I've been performing basic diagnostics on them every 12 hours.
Good. I will try to gather more heavy weapons so that we can better fortify our position here. Though they are all concealed, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. The data slate I gave you should give you access to it, as well as I have one in the basement should I need to activate them, so we both have access to the to put the mansion on lockdown if need be.
Automatic shielding in place as well?
Of course. tempered and tested against. I used the Ironmongers to test their firepower against it to make sure that there was 0 penetration over the course of 10 different tests.
And I'm assuming you made these tests look like raids, so none of the other nobles would catch what we're doing.
Of course. They do not suspect a thing, I believe.
Good.
And with that, he kind of takes a puff of his cigar. He has been very busy. However, feeling much more energized than he once was due to many of his weaker limbs being replaced.
You know, Tarbok, I understand that you just had your limbs replaced, but if you keep smoking and drinking recap, we're going to have to replace more.
I think that's what this eccentric tech priest wants.
You say eccentric, I say ambitious.
I guess that's true. I'll look back down to a data slate, or have medical records I'm analyzing.
Tarbok, you in fact know that your bionic lungs are filtering out most of the toxins from the cigar, but it does give a nice feeling.
Indeed.
So, with that, you can hear the rumbling sounds of cargo 8s pulling up near the garage. You can hear the honking of a horn as the garage doors are seemingly closed at this moment.
Harold, open the door.
Fine. And he's just gonna walk over and open the doors.
Indeed.
I hope they won't turn over my stacks of guns. Spent hours stacking that.
I actually, noting this, I kind of stand on the side and give them hand motions of, you know, closer, closer, to the left.
Indeed. As Tarbok aims the 2 cargo 8s into the, into the twin garage, you can see that the garage is almost reaching capacity now that the repressor and the sentinel are taking up the other 2 spots, with the 2 cargo 8s filling up the rest.
By the way, there is a big tarp over the repressor.
Mm-hmm.
Just so they don't know what it is exactly. They just think it's a tank.
Fair enough.
Just a tank.
Oh, with that, one of the cabin doors of the other cargo 8s swings open, and you can see the augmented form of Raphael Mathias step out. He seems to have gotten a bit shinier since last you met him, his bionic legs having been upgraded. Touch.
Raphael, good to see you again.
It's good to get out of the foundry for a bit.
Yes. Welcome to the higher civilization.
Was expecting a bit more.
I'm just gonna look at him like pissed off, like.
Like Huffy.
More ironmongers, 3 extra outside of Raphael himself, step out of the cabins and begin the unloading process of the 2 cargo 8s. A multitude of boxes get laid out on the garage door. I'm guessing it's been closed again now that they're inside.
Yep.
Alrighty. So, take it away, Knight.
Tarbok looks at these crates, pressing a hand on them. On some of them, you see a marking on it, which is a cog with in front of it a mechanical hand that has lightning at the fingertip. And with that, he tosses his rod of office in the air and points at the first and largest crate. Harold Blackbeard, step forward, my friend.
Aurelius steps forward.
My friend, a while ago you gave me an idea, a design, and today that design has come into fruition, and I used the rod of office to pop open the crate to reveal its contents. Inside is a weapon that Although a chain weapon, it is in the form of a massive hammer. The chains on it sharpened and shined to perfection, and its mechanical insides have been double checked. And I kind of grunt as I lift it up and try to hand it to you. It's a bit heavy. Well,
Harold is just going to take it. What do you mean heavy?
Yeah. What do you mean heavy? Try it out. Turn it on. Let its song sing out.
Harold is going to activate the Shade Hammer.
This will add to your killing potential by a value of at least 50%. Its crushing head will be amplified by your strength, and the chains will still tear apart as you are used to. It's a fine weapon for a fine warrior.
Thank you, my friend.
Harold is going to say with a tear in his eye.
And I kind of give him a kind of a bump to the chest.
Roll toughness, Pre. Trust me, there's a reason for it. You're fine. I would have actually given you the flagellant ability, but you failed that.
Oh no.
Alright, next one.
Next, he picks up a smaller box, but is in a much more ornate fashion. It is made of wood that has been varnished and shined to a perfection, and on the top of it is the crest of the Lockwood household. Ren Rosalina Lockwood, step forward, please.
Just Rosalina.
Of course. You brought me once before your sword, Lioness, to give it a power field so that it might slice through your enemies. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I opened the box to reveal Lioness once more, now even more ornate and shine to a perfect sheen. Now it has become a weapon of terrible proportions. Linked, after doing testing, it has been linked precisely to your psychic essence. Nothing else can ever use this weapon. It is yours and yours alone. And on it has some small wiring, and on the hilt, the pommel of it, again, is the symbol of the Lockwood household, the raven.
Their symbol isn't a raven, it's a fish.
Oh, it's a fish, I'm sorry. On it is the symbol of a fish.
On a green crest, yes?
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's actually 3 fish on a green crest, but yes.
Indeed.
Fair
it is
enough.
the symbol of the Lockwood household on the perfectly inscribed at the bottom. And he looks at you with a very serious notion. You must take the weapon from its casings. From here on in, no one else may wield this weapon, not even I.
Hey, Polonia, catch it. No, just kidding.
Oh my god.
No, it has been finely tuned to your essence and your essence alone.
I'm gonna pick up the sword.
Lioness lights up with a slight roar as you engage the crystalline matrix within the blade, and a small sheen of light envelops the blade.
I'm gonna put the sword on its scabbard and then back in. Thank you, Tarvak.
Of course. And then I clap all 6 hands and look to Polonia. Gentlemen, bring out Polonia's gift.
You see the 3 ironmongers, with Raphael managing from the back. You see them lift quite a large crate, about 2 feet tall and 2 feet wide. I am very bad with feet and proportion, but it's a big crate, and they seem to struggle as their bionic bodies lower it down into the garage, and then go away with crowbars as they open the crate. Inside, Tarok.
Now you say 2 feet, so that means this is the ammunition, not the bike.
Not the bike, yeah.
Fair enough. Inside of it is 3 things, or it is a pallet of ammunition for your needle rifle, and then there's a small fabric box, and he picks it up and hands it to you. This is a small gift on my behalf for all the work you've done for me, Polonia.
I will take it and I will open the box.
Inside is a silvery necklace, but it also seems to have a shimmering pink highlight to it as you hold it up to the light. The pendant is the symbol of an orchid, and if you look on the chains, they have the micro inscriptions of the medical logo. I forget what it is.
Caduceus.
I couldn't even say it right.
No. So those are micro transcribed onto the chain, and the pendant being a shimmering pink orchid flower.
Thank you, Tarvok. This is an elaborate gift.
But wait, there's more.
There really is. Now, Raphael, bring in the big one.
Well, I'll go ahead and put on it's a necklace, right?
Indeed.
Okay.
And I'm kind of just moving the ammo kind of closer to, off to the side for later.
I'll take the ammo and put it in my bag.
Indeed. I actually end up pushing a few of the crates to the side to make room for the final gift.
Indeed. As a much larger crate has to be brought, you actually see that there are 2 heavy-duty cargo servitors being brought out to move this one out of the cargo 8. And as it gets thunk to the ground, the front of it opens, and inside you see
a bike painted a very light pink with, again, a flowery orchid design painted on the sides. It has some indentions into it to imply that it is not as it seems. I looked over to Polonia. This is a gift after you lost your bike in the desert, in the repressor, I believe it was. This bike is much faster, much more armored. It shall carry you where you need to go. It has been tuned to perfection and tested. There were 3 other prototypes of this before this one was made. It has been crafted by the best men I have available. And I actually hand her the key to it.
Tarvok, this is fantastic. I'm going to enthusiastically go over and start looking over the bike.
And on the handlebar, you see a pink helmet as well as a matching
body glove.
What is it called? Body glove. Yes, thank you. Sorry, I kind of misspelled it.
Fantastic.
A matching body glove.
But this is 40k. No one wears their helmet.
That's true.
Well, you could.
I'll wear the helmet. I'm just kidding.
Yep. And from my cloak, I pull out a brown paper sack and say, I had something for Larisian. I was hoping he would show up eventually, but oh well, such is the way of things.
As if tempting fate, Carpath enters the garage, lightly knocking on the back door. Lady Lockwood? Alexis?
Yes, Carpath.
You were muted.
I was.
I have a visitor at the front door. One Captain Serena.
haven't seen her in ages. I'll be right there.
Him.
Oh, him. I haven't seen him in ages. My bad. I'm gonna bow my head to everybody and excuse myself.
Indeed. As Ren makes her way back towards the lobby, she finds Captain Larisian Serena standing in all his finery. Noble, would you like to describe the appearance?
Give me one moment. Just go off of his old description.
Yeah,
just
just the
long time ago.
Yeah, just the one you wrote down.
Okay. A man with dark. I forgot I had a mustache. A man with dark eyes, brown hair, and a mustache. He stands at about average height and well built. Two sapphire piercings sit against neatly combed black hair, and his clothing indicate a man of elegance. His fine clothing, however, is offset by a tattered cape draped from shoulder to shoulder. It's not much of a cape. It's just like small.
More of an overshirt.
Yeah.
Got it.
And he has since last time you saw him, he seems to have picked up a rather fancy hat.
I'm gonna tip my hat to him.
Actually, come to think of it, your two hats look very similar.
Yep. But mine's a bowline where his is a top.
Must be all the fashion these days.
The better things of high class living.
Actually, it is. We both have top hats, which is the really funny thing.
And he'll tip his hat to her. Hi, Lady Lockwood. It's good to see you. I have something for you from our mutual friend. And he's going to reach into his coat and pull out a small, not a small box, but a box of, like a ring box, and offer it to her.
With that, Riza is actually going to hover over to reach out for it.
Indeed. As Riza hovers over, picks up the box, and flies it back towards Rosalina, she hands it over to you.
I'm gonna, give Larisian a look really quickly, okay. And I'm gonna open the box.
Inside, you see what is unmistakably an inquisitorial rosette with your identification and your rank insignia. It is with an azure coloration motif throughout it.
I'm just gonna crack a smile, really quickly.
Congratulations, interrogator.
Thank you, Larisian. And with that, Riza's actually gonna reach down and pick it up and put it on my neck.
I'm guessing it's getting, hidden.
Oh yeah, the chain itself is going right down my corset, so it cannot be seen because it's kind of just hiding in my boobs.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. So, with that, is the rest of the warband going to join in the lounge?
Tap, tap, tap.
Harold is going to stand in the back near. I would ask Tarok to stay in the back, and just the thing that me and Knight wrote in the chat. We say that.
Fair enough. However, before you leave the garage, Raphael gives you a slight tap on a shoulder.
Yes. Oh,
I'll let you decide which one.
Bottom left. Actually, middle left.
Middle left. Perfect. Hey, boss. Before you go, there's one more thing.
Oh, great.
So, you remember those shipments you were sending down into the lower and underhive, right?
Oh, yes, the Reformation Project. What about it?
Yeah. Turns out both convoys got hit.
Well, and Tarvik just puts a hand to his face. And by whom?
You see, that's the problem. We first thought, well, when we first heard about it, we thought it was some gang trying to attack and steal our stuff. You know, basic stuff.
Go on.
Except, whoever did this, they didn't actually steal anything. They ambushed the lead truck, killed the rest, and then set Promethium poured Promethium over everything and burned it.
Well, then this is a matter I will have to send agents to deal with, perhaps, or maybe even myself. We will find who did this, pour Promethean on them, and watch as they scream flying into the night. But my progress will not be stopped. It's just not how it's going to work. So, find out what you can. Keep me updated. Do you have my comlink, or my microbead transmission number?
I do, except there's going to be a bit of problem finding out. There weren't any witnesses left. No survivors.
And I look over to Harold. Harold, are you attacking my transport?
No. Not that I remember.
I will bring this up. Have the men bribe the local street urchins. The children will sing if the music is right.
All right, you got it.
And I'll deal with
Raphael
it.
boards the cabin of the Cargo 8, along with the rest of the Ironmongers.
Before you go, Raphael, as he's kind of heading out. Nice legs.
Thanks. Way shiny.
Indeed. Winning side, I told you.
Yeah. And he boards the cabin.
So Harold, shall we join the others?
Yes.
And we kind of head back, head to the thing, and I look. Once we make it there, I look out and say, "Lurisian, is that you?"
And Lucian's just going to kind of look at Tarvok. Now, finally seeing him in his new form, he's just going to kind of raise an eyebrow. Aye, that's it. That's not most apologies. Well, yes, it is, but I don't know the itsy bitsy spider's deranged cousin. Who are you? And what have you done with Tarvok?
And I kind of moved past Rosalina and Thalia and placed my middle section of arms onto his shoulders, and look at my friend with almost pride and happiness and say, "Lurisian, there's something I've been needing to ask you."
You're not going married, are you?
And I begin to choke up, and he begins feeling an emotional pain in his chest as he uses his top arms to slap the ever-loving hell out of the back of his head and say, "Did you pay the barman, you son of a motherless whore?"
Ah, yeah, that. No, I have not. I haven't really made it back to that station in a year, I would say. Since we were there, actually.
And from after that, I'll let someone else go before I do this.
Harold is just going to exclaim say loudly, "Oh, scaredy pants!"
Oh, you're still here, huh? Yes, you did give me that once.
When you boys are quite done, join me up in my quarters. And I'm gonna start heading up the stairs.
There is one more matter to resolve before all of this gets underway. Lurisian, I need you to ask where all the new equipment is getting stowed.
Okay. So, Tarvok, since you're the one I'm assuming is most acquainted with, well, the bureaucracy of this household, where are you storing most of your equipment? Because, well, There's a delivery.
Large items in the back and the garage. Personal items will be brought to the quarters, and any smaller items should be either of any higher value than a certain amount should be brought up to the vault, and lastly, just common items should be taken up to the attic. Is that understood, sir?
That it is.
Exotic weapons are put into the museum.
Well, I would count those as like personal things for you to personally put in the museum to where you want them.
Yeah, most of the guardsmith stuff would not be classified for the museum.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's new.
Also, Larisian, check the attic. There's a crate waiting for you with that armor idea we discussed. You know the one.
Oh yes, that. I appreciate it, P.O.Box.
Oh yes, and one more thing. I take the brown paper bag from my cloak once more and hold out the contents of it. Inside is a kind of a gauntlet style device that has a very ornate armor guard on it. And upon further inspection, you, Larisian, see that it has many different uses, such as a hidden Decilium blade, a one-use needle pistol, shot, and a few other tricks that will be revealed when it's used. That you as a player are already aware of.
It seems he's just gonna kind of smile up at P.O.Box. Well, thank you, P.O.Box. I very much appreciate this. I'll be sure to put it to very much use on my next assignment.
Also, yes, indeed. Because now I have to go. I will be, if you need me, I'll be in the basement. Actually, no, we must go to Rosalina's office.
But first, and then he's just gonna kind of signal the servitors.
The servitors start trundling in, carrying their various crates and variously sized crates. As they start moving per P.O.Box orders, all of which have been transmitted in Lingua Technis, as they start moving about the house to their destinations. Oh yeah, one more thing. Larisian sidles up to Polonia and whispers in her ear that Hunt has stashed something aboard the Oath Unspoken, and that he will show it to you later.
I won't say anything in response. I'll just raise my eyebrow and nod in confirmation.
Indeed. Now, where's everyone going?
I already announced where I'm going.
Yeah, I believe we're all going to Rosalina's room.
Well, my
P.O.Box?
office, but yes.
Right. P.O.Box, what are you up to?
I thought we were called by the lady of the house.
I thought you were going to do something else, but I must have been mistaken.
Well, I was, but we have been called. I have some stuff I'll do later, but for now we are called.
Fair enough. Is anyone going to do anything other than meet up in Rosalina's office?
Harold is going to follow the servitor.
Indeed. As Harold figures out which one of the servitors is trundling towards his room, actually it's trundling towards the garage, actually, he finds one who's holding a crate, which appears to be about similar size to to Harold himself, as the servitor clanks towards the garage at a miserably slow pace, and Harold is feeling like a kid at Candlemas again.
He's just gonna trundle along afterwards.
Indeed. As he gets finally to the garage, the servitor places it down and starts its ponderous march back towards the front of the house. Harold is now standing in front of a 2-meter tall box, which seems to have been quite heavy, for the manipulator servitor was struggling a touch.
He's going to break open the crate.
Inside, he finds a bulky suit of warplate, powered warplate. It's black, right? Actually, you can describe what it looks like. It's your item.
Well, it's large and black.
Well, there you go.
With slightly larger shoulder plates and what looks like a sort of a backpack-looking thing for the power supply.
Indeed, this appears to be a suit of heavy power armor. However, it is limited in its use, so it will have to be brought with wherever he goes. Well, hopefully.
Harold, thinking to himself that he needs to show everybody this, he's going to put it on.
Damn. Alright, roll for me 2d5.
I'm not gonna power it on.
Well, in that case, your movement is going to be 1. You can move 1 meter in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, the meeting is going to start without you, since you're going to be trundling quite the distance, actually, to get to Rosalina's office. Oh, go ahead.
It's going to be worth it.
Wait, does he have a limited power supply too?
He has a limited power supply. 2d5 hours.
Okay then.
Indeed.
Not my problem.
Yes. So, with that, the rest of the warband, sans Herald, have gathered in Rosalina's office, with Larician informing the warband that he has indeed been assigned to Rosalina.
I'm so sorry.
It probably won't be that bad. You lot seem mostly decent, save maybe Harold.
Okay.
Well, I'll do my best to keep you alive.
Then I'll very much appreciate that.
Very well. I'm gonna take out my data slate and just hold it as I scroll through a bunch of things. Now, as interrogator, I am in charge of assigning this warband its next mission. Do any of you know of a priority engagement that we should do? The first one that I am looking at is the investigation of the other brother, the one that assisted us.
The one that... No, not the one that... He didn't assist you.
He assisted us, sort of. He helped us on the ship, and that's...
Yeah, kinda, although you probably wouldn't want his assistance.
No, we want to kill him.
Yeah.
But she's just mentioning that she did assist.
Do you remember the name of this brother, Alexis?
Can you just say it to me real quick?
Indeed, this is Tormus Fane, the third and final Fane brother. The other two having died almost 8 months earlier.
It's the last of the Fane brothers. And as you guys know, their chaotic influence has taken seed on this planet and almost another. And this, to me, is our top priority.
Do you have any leads on where he could be?
I'm just gonna look up at Tarvok.
I actually might. For those who are not in the know, which is all of you, because I don't talk, because no one talks to me, no one visits me in the basement. I'm just sitting there alone with the. Never mind. Damn children. I have been working on a reformation project of the Gallows Way and Gantry, sending things like water purification, food production assistance, things like that from the reformed foundry down to there to assist in bettering life for those down there, and in exchange they provide me with workers for the foundry. And overall life has improved. However, the problem has stemmed that my convoys that have been sent down there to deliver these things have been attacked and burned. Nothing was stolen, just a simple scorched earth. I have no idea who would want that, but it's a good start.
Indeed.
Good. Anybody else have any priorities that we should look into?
There is, of course, another thing that Harold could bring up, that being, you-know-who.
Is Harold there yet?
Not quite. I'm gonna say he's, like, first he has to put it on, and then he has to trundle along. He'll be there in a few, give it 2 minutes.
Does Harold hear this over the comm bead?
He does. Does he actually say anything when this conversation is going on?
He's going to mention his personal investigation of finding his wife's murderer.
Personal investigation.
I couldn't hear you.
Harold is going to bring up the thing about Harold's personal investigation about his wife's murderer.
I'm in Alexis. I couldn't hear her.
Oh. No, I just said interesting. Essentially.
Knight, do you want to bring him up?
Tyranids just simply says, Harold, while I agree that this is something that should be done, we still have a job not finished. There is still a survivor, and I believe, even though I understand more than you could possibly know, the want to leave and find something, go out into the stars and find something, we must have this job done. The Thanes must be eliminated, or else all our work will be for naught, and all those that have perished will have died for no reason.
As I have said before, no survivors.
I'm inclined to agree with P.O.Box. We have to deal with these Thane brothers before anything else.
And after this, there is another investigation once we finish this one up.
Oh?
I wish to go to Polonia's homeworld.
That can be arranged.
There is something of a personal matter along the way that I wish to investigate.
I won't lie, I was going to suggest that we head there after we finish the mission. I think you would all be pleased to see it. It would be relaxing. It would be a nice change of scenery.
We are not going there to relax. We are an investigation. We are going there to commit an investigation on the planet.
I'm gonna look at you completely confused. What makes you think there's something going on 4 Elise?
This name has come up multiple times from several different sources. And I need to test something along the way. Also, I believe our travels will take us past Raxus, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Rax, my bad.
Indeed. There is one other thing I would ask, if you would allow me to ask a favor of you, Interrogator Lockwood.
You're going to ask about that tech priest, the rogue one, correct?
Actually, no. Although my hatred for Halbrel and my desire to see his head placed upon a spike outside the basement fills my dreams, there is a favor I would like to ask of you personally. I will deal with Halbrel myself.
Proceed.
I wish to know if you, at some point, could you get me information on Lariah? My discoveries and research has told me that she yet lives, although I would like to know where or what she is doing, just to keep tabs on her, and I would ask that you set up a line of communication between me and her, if nothing else, a way of just keeping tabs on her, being that we are going into the great unknown at some point. I fear for our families and loved ones that are not with us.
As you mention that, you hear a loud, rhythmic clanging sound coming from outside the office doors. As the doors slowly open, I'm guessing there's like two doors to the office that can open to each side, right?
Yes.
Right. As both doors slowly open, you can see the hulking form of Harold. Does he have his helmet on, Bree?
Yes.
Okay. You can see the hulking form of an unpowered battle plate standing outside of the office. It is a touch too high to get into the office without breaking the top of the doorway.
Harold, for the love of the Emperor, did you need to put that on in here?
Let me say his teeth.
I'm stunned the floor can support it.
I was wondering, what's in that box? It was cause the servitors to complain.
I'm just
So to
gonna
speak.
look at Harold and then peer over at my power armor in my room. Because my office is connected to my room.
Mm-hmm. You do note that the suit itself does not appear to be powered yet, and his movements are incredibly heavy.
Where mine is ornate, yours is a tank. Seems our personalities reflect in our armor choices. Is that not right? Is that correct, Harold?
Indeed. This is so I can absorb most enemy fire without being hurt and distract the enemy.
Even without scanning your surface thoughts, I can tell that you have a smile on your face under that.
And with that, Harold is going to remove his helmet, and you're gonna see the biggest childish smile on his face.
Figgy, can I roll a tech use test to determine the quality of this power armor?
Yes, you can. What's it called? The multi-tool will not assist in this. As you look it over, you find that it is a common quality heavy power armor.
Well, I was actually more looking for like guardsman marking. Like, does it have a marking of where it came from?
It does. It actually, as you scan it a bit further, you find that that the serial number of the Forge World appears to be that of Cyrix Magnus.
Interesting.
So this is local make.
A fine piece.
Polonia, what were you saying about subtlety earlier?
Well, this is definitely reinforcing it. I don't think we're going to ever go anywhere without people spotting us.
Speaking of... Indeed, says the man in the fancy suit and hat.
Harold is going to raise his hand. Also, both of his hands are now in power fists. And he's going to raise his hand and point his finger up like he wants to say something.
Yes, Harold?
I might have a way to disguise myself.
Indeed.
Explain.
I would require a large robe with a hood and a cane.
Are you going to disguise yourself as an old woman? As heavy as a tank?
Tarvok kind of perks up at this.
I disguise myself as a member of the Mechanicus.
And Tarvok kind of, even though his stomach hasn't, he kind of feels his stomach stir, and he's like, "That's A member of the...
That seems that would work.
No, it really wouldn't.
Tarvok, you're about the same height as him. In his power armor, if you stand straight up. Why not lend him a robe?
Because, Lady Lockwood, if he gets spotted by a member of the Cult Mechanicus and is brought up, one look at his face, and I kind of like point at his his bearded visage, would tell that he is not only of the Mechanicus but also dumb as a rock.
That's what the helmet's for. I think it's a good idea.
Okay, can I roll?
Nope, I rolled my logic test.
What do you want to do, Knight?
Roll lore Mechanicus to see if this is a very stupid idea.
Roll common lore Mechanicus.
Can I roll Scholastic lore Mechanicus because I got that better?
I mean, yeah. Indeed. You know that to wear the sacred red of Mars is a great honor among the tech priesthood, and to have an outsider be caught in it would be a most heinous sacrilege.
Yes, no, we're not putting him in the colors of the Cult Mechanicus. What about and I looked at Ren, what about the robes of the Ecclesiarchy? You could have those tailor-made and over here in mere less than 30 minutes, an hour at most. Simple robes.
Absolutely not. To be a part of the Ecclesiarchy, you must go through training. You must be from the Scala Progenium, and though I don't doubt Harold as a warrior, a scholar he is not.
And I look over and I kind of get close to her, like as far as my legs will allow me, and look at her. Look at me. Do you think he could pass as one of mine?
I'm gonna look back at Harold in his full armor and everything. Well, yes.
And I say, if he is caught, that will be us. That might be all of our lives taken by the hands of Rostalkers and Ordinati. I will not do it, unfortunately. There are some limits even I will not go. It is not... There are other ways to disguise him. Why does he have to have a robe of a faction? A simple robe of a commoner would work just as well.
Well, how about, not trundling about in heavy power armor?
Yeah.
Like, you're all walking around an issue that can be so...
No, that's the funny part.
Yes. We're not trying to, intentional.
No, but on a serious note, Harold, would you be willing to take off the power armor and keep it in one of the vehicles that we have until it is needed?
Yes.
I can even have one of the house servants. I'll even have one of the house servants guide the vehicle and follow us closely. I think Huron is around here somewhere.
Larisian's just gonna kind of raise an eyebrow.
Either way, one of the servants could do it.
And with this, I kind of I look behind me to my servitor. Theta 01.
Compliance.
New objective. Retrieve my axe from the basement and bring it to me.
As you say.
I feel as though there's a large class of humanoid, too, that we could disguise Harold as. One of the Ogren, maybe. And this is just Ren thinking to herself.
Knight, roll for me. Scholastic Lore App Humans. Because I know you have it. The book? Actually,
Nope.
no, you don't have this one.
Yes, I do. I have a tick in Scholastic Lore All.
No. I mean, you don't get the +10 because you can't get a help from the books.
I thought that's what the bookcase was for. If I have a tick in it, I can
No.
roll it.
Oh yeah, actually, that's true. You could in theory roll that.
That's what was agreed on.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
that's true.
believe we have our plan. Is this correct?
No.
I don't have it.
Sadly.
Yes, I believe our plan will lead us where we need to go in a string of. So we'll work here. Take out the Thane brother. Head towards for Elise, stopping by Hrax on the way to assist Harold in his mission. And so that will keep us quite busy for a good long while.
Very well.
So this to me.
Hang on.
Hold-
As they
Wow.
start like leaving the office and everything, I'm gonna stop Polonia for a moment.
Rosalina?
Polonia, get close to the captain.
Why do you want me to do that?
I don't believe the life of an acolyte is to your suiting. If I make Inquisitor, I will part you.
I see. I definitely will keep that in mind, Rosalina.
You seem happy with him.
I suppose he's good company. It's just a lot to consider a termination of employment.
Consider it a new opportunity. Now, let us get ready.
Of course.
Indeed.
Guessing my axe has been retrieved.
Yes, and so I'm guessing that everyone is now going to go suit up and get ready.
Yep.
Alrighty, so in the time it takes for the warband to gather its gear and other tools and other tools, the Theta, what was the name again? Crap, I'm gonna...
Theta 01.
Theta 01 returns back from... Wait, where was the axe?
Basement.
From the basement, and presents the Omniscient axe to Tarvok, a symbol of his office and higher rank within the Adeptus Mechanicus.
I give it a good once over just in case. Just to make sure everything is in working order. And with that, I pick up my cane and start grabbing the rest of my equipment from, like, my auspex and what have you.
Indeed. So, is everyone going to gather in the lounge?
Yep.
Yep. I have my case of surgical tools.
Indeed. That's where you're keeping your rifles, right?
All three of them.
Alrighty.
I know this might seem silly, but is there a way I can control my repressor to stay at a distance behind us?
You have the mind
MIU.
impulse unit. Yeah. The Neospheric MIU. Meaning that thing is wireless.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, there is a way for you to do that. However, the further the distance, the harder to keep it up.
Okay,
Quick,
well, I'm gonna have one of the No, Carpath can't drive it. Never mind. I'm not gonna worry about it then.
Alrighty. What was that question, Knight?
Oh, I was just gonna do a quick question. Does anyone? Because I asked Newell, does anyone have a single point in tech use?
Good question. I don't know.
I asked because I have a combi tool that I don't need anymore because my axe.
Oh yeah, that's true. Does anyone have tech use?
Yeah, look, I could turn the toaster on.
Toaster's now on fire.
Oh, Polonia has tech use.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I like just as I passing by to Polonia, I actually pull out something from my bag. Polonia, a moment, if you would.
Tarvok, sure. What do you need?
Oh, it's not what I need. It's what I have for you. A little something as that may assist us. And I pull out the combi tool and hold it out to her. This piece of equipment has served me well for many years. I've had this since my time on Research Station Thaddeus, and has saved many lives and ended just as many. It is a fine tool, and I would ask that you take it to assist me in matters, not even if it is just for minor maintenance or simple support.
I'll put it next to my Auspex.
And I put my hand on her shoulder, the second middle one, the right middle one, and say, "What do you think of me now? Am I a monster in your eyes?"
I'm pretty sure it's pretty standard for people like you to end up this way. I mean, in the basement, we have a man who's attached to a wall.
Cog Lostock is a fine fellow, but I see your point. But I would ask that you not think any less of me for going this way. I'd rather not succumb to nature.
I can understand that notion. It's just, well, I have to admit it is a bit dehumanizing.
Perhaps, but let me ask you a question. And he kind of moves in a little bit closer. Do you fear death, Polonia?
Do you fear
Doesn't
death?
everyone?
Huh?
Doesn't everyone?
Harold doesn't. I don't think Rin does. They embrace, or at least Harold wishes for it. It's what he craves. It's his driving force. What would you give up in order to stave off your final breath?
I hadn't considered it that way. You're right. Rosalina and Harold are both ready to die for their cause. I guess I'm not. And I guess when you ask what would I do in order to prevent my own death, well, Tarvok, I'll be blunt and real with you and tell you something that I want you to keep between us. But like any sane animal, I would do anything to prevent my own death.
Good. Very good. I have done things myself. Terrible. And wonderful things, really, to stave off my death. But that is a story for another time. Be wary, Polonia. You're one of the few people I actually... And he kind of chokes as he says the word trust. So I wish your life to be long and for what can be derived of this forsaken galaxy, happy, if such a thing truly does exist.
Can I really trust you, Tarvok?
Do I have any reason to lie?
If you found out something horrible about me, would you still say that?
And I kind of motion to the arm that the mutated arms that you personally removed, and remember the look of disgust on your face as you cut through them. They're, pus-filled, or abnormality apparent. Yes.
Right.
Yes, I would. Terrible is a matter of perspective. What is terrible to those of a zealot or an animal is not terrible to a man of knowledge who has seen and read many things, who knows secrets that have driven men mad for finding.
Well, maybe when we have more time, I'll show you something.
Indeed. And to her, and I actually give her a farewell in Eldari.
I'll respond in turn.
Alrighty. So, is everyone ready to gather in the lobby of House Lockwood?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Leversian, do you have any clothes from this century?
Excuse me? Do you ever change yours? Every time I've seen you, Lady Lockwood, you've been in the same attire.
Oh, see, that is somebody with poor fashion sense, then. No, every time I've changed my dress. Slightly, but always. But I must say, you must not be of high born to know that fashion doesn't work with you.
Yes, well, at least I have some sense of diversity, yes?
It'll be fun working with you.
The feeling is likewise, Rosalina.
As the two highborn of the party are busy bickering fashion statements, Harold actually shows up, and he's not wearing his massive, overt power armor anymore. He instead appears to have adopted a leather greatcoat with. Do you know the collar fashion of the Imperial Guard? Meaning collars that go up past your ears?
Yes.
Yeah. It has one of those, meaning it's covering most of the sides and back of his head. It's so big. However, it appears that he has at least attempted to adopt a civilian clothing style, which is a somewhat of an improvement, though he does still look like Underhive gang muscle. Which, to be fair, is probably what you want to go for right now. Fair enough. Tarvok and Polonia are wearing their same similar garb, yes?
Actually, no, I am wearing something much better than my old flak robes.
Oh?
I am wearing a crimson plated armor that has various gizmos and bells and whistles on it by the name of the Praetor armor.
You still have, like, robes over you like the Dominus, right?
Yes, I still have, like, the robes, but it's obvious that he's no longer, like, as frail as he used to be. It's much more busy aesthetically.
God damn it, Mope. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just wearing my standard garb. I'm just wearing, like, my standard, like, a dress that could function as scrubs, and then I'm wearing carapace armor and my coat. And that is it. I also have my case of rifles and my guns.
And floating around me are my two servo skulls, Longers Lockwood and Brizzle Lockwood.
Right.
Utility servo skull and my courier.
Yeah, just for reference, that's the kind of collar I'm talking about. God damn it. God damn it, no.
You said fancy hats and popped collars.
Oh,
that's funny.
Vicky, so what I wrote you?
Hold on. Oh, do you have that on? I don't actually know what that looks like. What does a Praxian officer's hat look like?
Similar to the one in the picture, except it would be dark green.
Fair enough. So yeah, the picture you're looking at is actually better representative of Harold than it should be. Minus the banner guy and no beard. But yeah, he also has a hat on, which gives him a strange look.
Harold, you betrayed me. I thought we were going to get hats together.
I remembered I had my old... well, this laying around.
And you can see a Praxian officer's cap on his head, giving him a very mismatched look.
Oh dear.
But you have run into weirder folks, so who knows?
Do I see Larician around?
He seems to be chatting with Rosalina.
And I will kind of motion for him to come over once he's finished his conversation.
Right.
And he'll make his way over to Tyrvok once he's done talking with Rosalina.
Indeed.
I forgot. I should probably say that. And I actually hold out my cane to his. Welcome to the warband, by the way.
Hey, thank you. Wow, my apologies. I keep switching voices. Thank you, Tyrvok. I'm glad I'm finally assigned to you. It's a lot better working in a group than working on your own.
Indeed. And I tap the as like a high five thing. I tap his cane with mine, and this time hopefully we will not be in any debt like the last time.
Oh, hopefully not. We still really need to get back to that station and pay that man.
Yeah. Wonder if that guy is still mad about his wife.
Perhaps.
So, reminiscing aside, now we have a bit of a crunch to go through. So, we have just started an inquest. Now, what an inquest is a player selected investigation that the warband can choose to prosecute as they see fit. So, the first thing that has to be done when it comes to the inquest is I'm actually going to swap around the thing, because depending on who takes the role of lead investigator, I will ask him to keep tabs. Oh, nice. So, it is, although not strictly necessary, Acolytes might find it useful to nominate a lead investigator. This need not be the warband's actual leader, if it indeed has one, but a PC whose background or expertise suits him well to the inquest at hand. For instance, if the warband's target is a heretic outcast from the Adeptus Mechanicus, it might work best to have an acolyte from a Forge World or with the Adeptus Mechanicus background as a lead investigator. So, you're going after Tormus Fane, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and he is a underhive scummer who turned to chaos. So, who would, in this investigation, you're on a hive world, who would be best suited to taking the role of lead investigator?
Polonia.
Would I be?
I don't know about that.
What skill would that be? I might not even have a train.
Well, it's not actually. Let's see.
Just because I know Polonia takes, well, I know that Mope takes a shit ton of notes on everything.
It's true.
Let's see. If the group's Inquisitor is a PC, he might take this role by default, or might appoint an acolyte to do so. Okay, never mind. Doesn't fit here. After all, he selected his acolytes for a reason, and the lead investigator in no way usurps his authority. Similarly, although an acolyte with the Seeker role might seem an obvious choice, it is not always the best option. The lead investigator's role is not to order the other acolytes about or make decisions for them, but to provide special insight as to how to proceed, or to cast tie-breaking vote in case of the group is deadlocked on a course of an action. In addition, all acolytes gain an extra degree of success on investigation tests, for which the lead investigator's background or homeworld is relevant, and an additional 25 investigation points from relevant clues. Continuing the example above, the lead investigator's Adeptus Mechanicus background would grant an extra degree of success to any acolyte attempting an inquiry test or to gather information from Tech Priest. If the acolytes further discover that the heretic they are seeking originally hails from Sylvanus Binary, this information clue can grant an extra 25 investigation points. So, the point of the lead investigator is to give special insight into the situation. However, we don't have anyone from a hive world, We don't have anyone from the Ministorum, because this would... Actually, hold on. No, we don't either. There's no one from the Ministorum, so they can't be hunting Heresy. Would this then, by default, fall to Rosalina?
Yes.
Because... Actually, do you even have Forbidden Lore Heresy?
I have Forbidden Lore absolutely nothing.
Well, shit. This is a bit tricky, but since there is no obvious candidate, and unless someone wants to actually take lead investigator, the only one I can think of is actually Tarvok, due to the knowledge that he has, due to his exploits and insight into the Gallows Way and Gantry.
Alright, I will take lead investigator.
Yay.
Fair enough. Polonia is now lead investigator in the inquest. The second thing that has to be figured out is the scope. This is something that I would... this is something that I am able to assign easily, as only I can actually know the true scope of the thing. So there's Hereticus Minoris, Hereticus Majoris, and Hereticus Extremis. The Minoris one is usually, we know where someone is, let's go get him. Majoris is, we know who he is, but we don't actually know where he is. And Extremis is, oh, there's something threatening the entire sector, or perhaps the Imperium. Oh crap, Holy Throne, what are we going to do? So, I will say that this is a... So, Mo, I'm going to have to ask you to write down first the objective. So, open up a new case file, if you please.
Case file. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Is that just a journal entry?
That's just a journal entry. Just have a journal entry for this case.
Okay. And this is Tarvok's shipment getting intercepted.
Indeed. The objective of this is to investigate and find Tormus Fane. Your first lead is possibly an intercepted shipment.
Okay, and this would be, what was it? It was Minoris, Majoris. What were the three categories again?
Extremis. However, this is going to be Hereticus Majoris.
Yeah.
Man, that's a
Because,
waste.
yeah, this isn't threatening the entire sector, but it is pretty bad, and we don't really know a lot about this guy. It's a lot more than just going and grabbing him.
Indeed. So, the objective is... Oh yeah, you've already written that down. Now, the scope is Hereticus Majoris, that's a simple one. And now there is the actual requirements, if any, and I'm just going to read this one out. Requirements include any resources necessary needed to begin the inquest, including allies, gear, skills, or other resources. They are based on the Warband's knowledge at the time of selecting a heresy to pursue, and so the need for additional resources might become apparent as the inquest progresses. Gathering the requirements for an inquest might simply require a few requisition tests, or might form the basis of an adventure in its own right, taking one or more game sessions. However, gathering requirements should not overshadow the inquest itself, and so the length and difficulty should correspond to the scope of the inquest. Usually, requirements do not include information about the heresy, as this is included in the clues and evidence the Warband must gather during the course of the inquest. For instance, knowing the true identity of the mysterious arch-heretic is clearly helpful in stopping him, but finding it would be one of the main goals of the Inquisition, not a requirement during preparation. I honestly don't think you need anything extra. However, this may change as the inquest goes on. So leave the just write requirements and what's the two dots? Not equal sign the other one. What's the actual name of this? Like, this is the equal sign? What's the one above it in Queen's Court chat?
1 second.
colon. Oh yeah, just put requirements colon and then none.
I did none as of current.
All right. Okay. And finally, there's the approach. In order to properly gauge the requirements, acolytes must decide on an approach to their inquest. The specificity of detail at this point depends in part on their current knowledge of the target, but at the very least, the acolyte should decide whether to operate openly or covertly, or whether to don false identities. These decisions carry great importance in determining the necessary requirements. If operating openly, the acolytes might need to acquire additional weapons, armed backup, and combat vehicles, and notify the local authorities of their investigation. If operating clandestinely, they might prepare disguises, research the local authorities so they know how to avoid detection, and take actions to increase the warband's subtlety prior to beginning the inquest. So, the approach needs to be decided now.
Subtle.
And, well, yeah. Are you then going to take further steps to increase your subtlety as you head out?
We got dressed up as like a tech priest or something.
Well, no, he's dressed up more like a
Harold is in his old Imperial Guard officer's garb.
Yeah, except the Raxians apparently had leather greatcoats as officers' uniforms.
Why don't we use Harold and Tarbok as decoys since they're obvious?
That might be true. So
we can do that, and then Rosalina, Lurisian, you're kind of a sore thumb too.
How so?
You dressed in the fanciest collar with the fanciest hat. I guess we all kind of are.
Yeah. Well,
we should have a couple of us dressed in just normal clothing and go investigate with concealed weaponry, while Harold and Tarbok are on standby nearby to back us up in case something happens.
There is, of course, I have an idea which just popped into my head. You could, in theory, pretend to be one of the. Hold on, what's the name of the gang? I need the name real quick, and it is...
Ironmongers?
No, like a type of gang. Remember the Cloud Boys?
Oh, I'm blanking.
Yeah, hold on, I got it right here. Let's see. Gangs in Dizolium.
Oh, you're talking about the Highborn game?
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, the, remember the baby faces that you went up against? Oh, they are, huh? So, the Cloud Boys type of gang stand out not only for their deadliness, but also their cruelty. Their members are exclusively from the upper reaches. Most are young toughs from noble families, those not in the line of ascension and constantly causing embarrassment to their houses. Some are banished to the lower levels, others live on their own. Yeah, so, would you like to, have your disguise be that of a Cloud Boy gang?
I'm not sure. I feel like that could attract us unwarranted attention, and I don't see how that would get us closer to finding them.
Well, you would be able to operate without undue suspicion.
I guess that's true.
So, even though you would draw attention, it wouldn't be the attention that you don't want.
I just feel like we wouldn't have to have the gang cover if we just kept completely under light and we just pretended we were mooks. Just asking about.
Yeah,
Worst case scenario, that gets us in trouble for asking too many questions, but then like Harold and Tarbok could burst in and we could take those people who are threatening us, and then we'd have a lead.
Yeah, because people are less likely to backtalk when there's a literal Spider-Man with a harpoon gun and Death Incarnate staring at them.
Or at the very minimum, like having a couple people from the upper hive walking around going, have you heard about this gang doing this operation? It's eventually going to attract their attention, and they're eventually, if they don't want to contact us, at minimum, they're going to want to try to find us to silence us. And that is when Harold bursts through the wall in power armor.
Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We can have Harold and Tarvok say they're part of that gang when they're wandering around, but
No, that kind of wouldn't work. I was more going for you three. Actually, Harold
I'm
could
the leader of a gang.
Harold could pull off the. Yeah, like Rosalina, Larisian, and you, Mope, to a lesser extent, could pull off a Cloud Boy gang.
yeah, somehow I just don't see myself being able to pull that one off. Like, yeah, when you say to a lesser extent, it's like, yeah, not at all.
Well, still, like, you could be a disgraced Medicaid from the Upper Hive.
I guess that's true. But that wouldn't really make me a gang member. That would make me like a gang associate.
Well, Medicaids can join gangs too, you know?
I mean, you could also do lend clothing.
Yeah, you could also take some, like, finer clothing from Rosalina.
Yep.
So, hell, that would put a requirement on fancy clothing.
Sure, but we've got that. Rosalina has it covered. If not, I'll send a message to... Is the Oath Unspoken in orbit?
The Oath Unspoken is in orbit, however, that would be a touch too long of a delay to get that going.
Okay.
Didn't the captain give you dresses?
I left them on the ship.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't have taken them unless he gave them to me.
He didn't give them to you specifically. He just left them in your quarters of the ship.
I took them
Yeah,
with
so I
me.
wouldn't have taken them down. That'd be presumptuous.
But yeah, is there anyone who has another idea, wishes to put forth for this?
Well, let's see. It depends on if we want to split the party or not.
No,
because-
let's not do that.
Yeah, because me and Harold can operate as tech gangers easily, but that would end up splitting the party. The thing is, Mope, even though Tarvok is literally just sticks out like a sore thumb, in that way, it's kind of one of those weird situations where, yes, he does stick out, but in that way, he doesn't stick out because that's kind of just normal.
So you're saying that you stick out, but you don't stick out because you stick out.
Well, tech priests are weird in that way that most people have seen them. Sure, he looks a bit more extravagant than your normal tech priest, but that just means he's probably higher up.
Well, the big act thing is, it's like the old joke in old cartoons. We're from France, and that's all you needed to say. It's like, I'm from the Cult Mechanicus. Well,
There
anything
go.
you do that's weird. Yep, that makes sense. Most people actually don't know anything about the machine cult.
Yeah.
So
They see red robes and will just think, oh, that's just a tech priest.
That's why I said put a red robe on Harold.
Yeah, except if another member of the Mechanicus actually notices him and tries to read his ident marker, yeah, he wouldn't be able to find it because he's not broadcasting it.
But that would broadcast us as advocates of the machine cult, which could get us attention again. I thought the point was to go unnoticed.
Yeah.
The tech priest, like, yes, people won't notice that very much, but either way, like, yes, they will notice tech priest.
Maybe I guess we could stay in, like, if we bring a vehicle, we could just stay in the vehicles.
Ooh, I got the perfect vehicle that won't make us stand out at all.
That's
Yeah,
true.
about that.
Yeah, let's rent an auto carriage.
Why rent? I have one.
Okay, well, let's take it to auto carriage.
Biggie, can I fit in an auto carriage now?
You can.
Actually, how nice is
barely.
Rosalina's auto carriage?
Shit,
Yeah,
it's really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Are we
actually
talking
nice.
like it's like? Are we talking like a Cadillac or are we talking like a Bentley?
We're talking like
A
Ford.
Bentley.
Well, Bentley, yeah. Actually, yeah, Bentley.
Okay, yeah, we know we cannot. That'll make us stick out like a sore thumb. People will try to rob us.
You know, the Foundry has a ton of cargo 8s that you could just pick up.
Hey, let's
Let's
grab
just-
a rock grinder.
Let's just
No.
go rent like the equivalent of like a standard car. Like, let's just go rent like the equivalent of a Honda.
Like a
Well,
sedan.
you need a bit more than that, because do you know how much equipment you'll be carrying about?
All right, let's get
Let's
the
take a
let's get
utility
like a
vehicle.
truck.
Cargo
Yeah.
truck would work.
We can just. Yeah, I was gonna say, I can just call. What's his name? Raphael back and let us have the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's true.
let's take the truck.
Indeed.
There is actually no. I hate to be that guy, but there is one thing to note about that. The issue is that those. Actually, no. This is actually great because if we take one of my trucks, we might bait out an attack unintentionally, and there we go. Well, that'll be a good start.
Oof.
No,
That's a
actually,
risk.
you're really right there. No, you're taking one of your trucks could have the opposite effect, where they could notice it and immediately spot that it's us investigating. It could completely blow our operation. We have to rent a vehicle.
We can rent a truck. Like,
Let's rent like a van so that you all can hide in it, and we can do like a sting operation.
Yeah.
Couldn't you remove the markings from a cargo weight?
I mean, you could, but it's probably quicker to just buy another one that hasn't
Also
any markings on it.
safer.
Yeah.
It's much less likely to get noticed.
Got it.
Your light keeps lighting up. Do you want
Harold has graffito paints.
to? Actually, yeah. Putting graffito paint on a truck would make it fit in even more. Since it's clearly not from the upper hive if it's painted.
That's fair, but if we're gonna defile it, we should probably buy it.
I did.
Well, it's already been bought.
Okay, so we have a crappy van that's been defiled with paint. We're gonna go in standard clothing, not carrying any like heavy weaponry, and try to investigate. Harold and Tarbok will be on standby if anything goes wrong and we get into a fight or anything, or we find someone and we get a lead where someone's trying to run from us. Tarbok and Harold will immediately burst out and assist.
Viggy, is there a way I can alter my pict recorder to supply video feed?
My courier servo skull does that.
But I wouldn't have access to that video feed.
Sure you would.
You made them.
Yeah, but I can. Okay, fair enough. So I'll be able to provide information and feedback. But Viggy, before we start, I want to from my bookcase pull out that big black tome.
Yeah.
It's already been read, so I'm fine. But I want to actually kind of just skim through it for any mention of like scribblings or like tapped on post-it note that mentions the things the previous owner's brother.
Oh, you mean Darnus?
Yes.
No, not Darnus. This would be the previous owner of that book was Faru Fane.
Yes. I want to flip through it and see if there's any like personal markings relating to Thomas Thane.
Okay, I'm gonna type out their names again. So, Faru. Actually, I'm gonna change that again. Actually, I'm gonna type this into Roll20 chat. So the first one is Darnus Fane. So this is the first brother. He was dead by the time you found him. This is the second brother. He was the leader of the Blessed Flesh. And the middle brother, and the oldest brother, which you happened upon in Gantry, is Tormus Fane, the last one. Those are how they're written.
Don't forget to tell how Faru Fane died.
Oh yeah, he got pet shot by Polonia. I think.
That is correct. I splattered his brains across the floor.
And then killed a Herald of Nurgle.
Yeah. Sheesh, that was a fight.
Yeah, it was a real chest clencher.
Whew. Yeah. Nice
But
reference.
yes, I want to look through the book for like any personal mention of.
Roll for
like,
me scrutiny against perception.
Did it roll?
It did, but I think Alexis stole your roll.
No, I'm rolling against Harold, don't worry.
I want to re-roll that.
Go ahead. No.
Wait,
Actually,
I know this sounds weird, but would Archivator kick in because I'm pulling from a book?
well, yeah, but that wouldn't means you wouldn't have wasted that reroll.
Let's just try it.
Technically, yeah, that would count because you are looking for information in a book. So, go figure. But yeah, you indeed have that profane tome that you took from Pharaoh's Fane dead body, even before it was cold.
Yes, well, no, actually, no, I didn't, because I was out unconscious when that book was collected. It was given to me by Brian in exchange for putting holes in his armor for his chicken wings.
Fucker.
And then, actually, for those, just because it was done off camera, during the intersection, with the assistant of Inquisitor Hunt, Tarvok has actually read through the book with his assistance in drowning out any profane corruption from it.
For now.
Hush your face. Oh wait, hold on. Let me pull it back very carefully.
Oh, that's funny. But yes, indeed. So, is anyone else going? Does anyone have anything else they want to do before you head down towards the Gallows Way and the first site?
Oh, just as a side note, on the side of the truck is painted something.
Yes. A pinup girl?
Pinup girls.
Girls.
Based on the likeness of Rosalina Lockwood and Thalia Polonia.
Oh boy.
Are they in a compromising position?
Always.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, God.
Actually, I look to Thalia since she's the head investigator. Would you mind if I sent Theta 01 with you to basically be my hands while we wait in the truck?
The servo skull?
The servitor.
The servitor?
Indeed.
I don't know why people would be wandering around with a servitor. I suppose it's not too... Actually, the people in the Underhive would not be able to afford their own servitors, would they?
Well,
Servitors
no,
are common.
but servitors are very common, and they are made to trundle about pretty much everywhere.
Fine, but make sure it doesn't seem like it's with us. Keep it away from us.
It will merely be there during the aftermath. It will be in the background, staring at a wall, turning a pipe back and forth for no reason. It is simply there to be my hands as we move forward.
Make it non-conspicuous. Make it seem like it's doing something else or other business.
Don't worry. This will be no issue. With the feed from the servo skulls and the hands of the servitor nearby, it will be like I'm always there, watching. Always.
So, with that...
Also, Harold, Tarvok takes a picture of the pinup.
Wait, important question, just because I think I missed it. What is our clothing like?
Hey, shouldn't... Oh, we'd be wearing standard clothing, like run-down clothing, Underhive stuff.
Oh. Okay.
His friend is still wearing a dress.
A crappy dress with holes in it.
No.
Well, then you can't come with. You'll blow our cover.
I don't do lesser clothing.
Then I guess you should probably wait in the van with Tarvok and Harold. You'll stick out like a sore thumb wearing clothing like that. Not to mention, you might have people trying to mug you.
We've been through there before.
Yeah, even more reason to disguise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually really don't want to be down there because my name's actually really pretty well known down there.
Larisian's never been around, and I'm a nobody. So yeah, we can do it.
Well, that's the thing, though. Lorisian doesn't like taking off his clothing, right? Like his like fancy clothing.
Polonia will look at both. Come here. Sorry, there's lightning and my cat is freaking out. I'll look at you both and say, are you really both going to compromise the investigation so that you can look nice?
Well, for me, my clothing is more than just simple appearance. It's more an assertion, you know?
Fine, then I will be the one to go in and look around.
But it would be unwise to go alone. It could be dangerous.
I agree, but we're not going to handle anything if we're sticking out like... We're not going to find anything if we're sticking out like sore thumbs, advertising to anyone nearby to get away from us.
We're also not making any progress standing around arguing. Perhaps we should get a move on.
I disagree. I think that figuring out the way to make this operation succeed is directly correlated to our success. I think that if we go in there willy-nilly, we're going to accomplish nothing and waste all of our time that when we could have made better use if we talked about it.
Perhaps, but it hasn't stopped us before.
You know, funnily enough, out of everyone here, Harold and Polonia stick the least out. Because Harold isn't wearing his power armor yet.
He's just wearing his...
If Harold goes in with no power armor, he should come with, because, yeah, he just looks like a gruff old man.
Yeah.
Actually, Riggy.
Hmm?
Can that thing be worn as normal clothing?
Remember, Nooble, that you're wearing that thing under your armor. No, not under your armor, under your clothing. You can wear pretty much anything over it.
Okay. Yeah, there's still gonna kind of be some odd resolute in not wanting to remove his noble clothing.
And I guess me and Harold will do it. Out of character, that actually makes it awkward, because I don't think either of us are trained in inquiry.
Yeah, it's almost like the fashion sense of the team is getting the better of them.
Well, some of them.
Okay, I don't get much of a choice in the matter.
Fine, 2 of them.
Can I just lend my greatcoat and hat to Larisian?
Well, then you would be out of clothing. Besides, I don't think it fits him, at all.
I mean, that would make the part fit better, wouldn't it?
I have to be right back. I have to go use the restroom and help my cat for a second.
Fair enough. So, what will it be, Larisian and Lockwood? Are you going to compromise your fashion sense?
All of my clothing has interwoven mesh armor.
Mm-hmm.
Going out with no armor seems foolish.
Well, you know what the risk is.
Also, nobles do go down to lower hives to recruit gangers.
Well, yeah, but how long will it be able to keep that story up?
I am really good at lying.
Fair enough. So, are you two... when Mope gets back, we'll be able to explain your alibi for being there. That's a strange way to put it, but you get it. So, are you two then going to represent a household looking for its own personal gang?
Sure. Can't be the straightest, because I'm sure that name might be somewhat known.
In that case, I could probably follow as the man used to judge the worth of a man's equipment or cybernetics and stuff like that, or be able to tell what they'd be useful for.
That we may have actually stumbled upon.
Oh, that was going to be my goal the entire time. I was going to do that the entire time.
Well, why didn't you say something?
I was waiting to see what Mope would come up with.
Well, you could have interjected.
She had a good idea.
Well,
but it violates my fashion sense, so nope. Not taking off my dress.
Oh well.
I mean, apparently Harold already has.
God
Apparently
damn.
what now? Well, if you're going with that, then your fancy clothing will have to do.
I mean, Harold did a pinup of Rosalina and Polonia in a compromising position.
Well, yes, he did. He did.
I have returned.
Alrighty, Mope. Another idea was put forward,
Okay.
and Larisian and Rosalina are going to represent a noble household that is looking to recruit its own gang. It hired some muscle in Harold, some insurance in you, and an evaluator from the Mechanicus.
Okay, that works.
Perfect. So the what is the word I'm looking for here?
Does Polonia take the bike, though?
No,
Is Polo-
we all
is-
drive the truck.
Fair enough. You could put it in the back of the truck along with all the other equipment.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. The thing is fast. But
Yeah.
if this thing explodes again, I'm going to be very, very upset.
Okay, I want you to know this thing. When I say this thing is, when he says this thing is fast, it is the fastest I could physically make a bike,
So it's fast.
Yeah. Real fast. So
and it's armor plated.
Nothing's gonna help if it explodes.
Hey,
so just
Victor, how many points really quickly is cover up?
you can't spend XP now. That's too late.
Okay,
You're going to have to buy it next episode.
that is fair.
But it is a good talent. Nice catch.
Yeah, because I'm going to grab cover up and contact network.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah, Knight, you might want to grab that one too, because cover up at least.
The contact network. My fellowship is 26, Victor.
Oh, never mind. Just cover up then. Ugh.
Well, I think that's more like Tarvox. That's not more of his forte.
All right,
Well,
let's be off.
fair enough.
To the mystery machine.
Na. So, as the bike and the heavy power armor get loaded into the truck, does anyone else have any piece of equipment they wish to load in there before you set off?
Nope.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
I want to do a test since we're going down to Gallows Way, correct? Not
Mhm.
Gantry, but Gallows Way. I want to check my companion network is up and running there and active.
I think we go
Yes.
that way.
Is Rosalina sitting at riding shotgun up
No,
front?
she's just giving suggestions.
She does not have. She does not seem to have any idea of how to get down there.
So that way, we don't have this again. When Polonia takes the driver's seat, which I'm assuming she is, correct?
Harold could. He also has operate.
Mm-hmm.
Who's got the higher agility?
I know.
Mine is capped at 35.
Mine's 43.
Mine's
Oh, not
35
anymore.
as well.
Not like only in the power armor pre and the obsidian plate. If you're not wearing those, it's not capped.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
what
I
is it
think-
if you're not capped?
38.
Okay.
So
No, wait, 39.
okay, if Polonia is the one driving, I ask because I want to hand that person, but lend them my multi compass
Ah.
for use of navigation.
Does Mope? No, not. Does Polonia have navigate surface?
No, someone else needs to navigate.
Who has navigate surface?
I do.
Ah, I think we have our upfront team.
Telling you,
So-
that way.
So Harold, so Polonia is driving and Harold is riding shotgun.
And I hand him the multi compass.
And
Indeed.
Rosalina is giving bad directions.
She is sitting. She is unfortunately going to have to plop herself in the back of the truck, along with the heavy equipment. So, with that, the warband is going to set out, and unfortunately, this is the only picture of Disolium I have.
I'm so sorry to be a stickler here, but if we're going with the idea that there are some nobles looking to hire a gang, we should take something better. We should ditch the idea of the truck.
Why is that?
Because the nobles, they wouldn't drive this piece of shit.
No,
I
when
mean,
nobles go down,
well,
they try to go down in stealth. They stand out when they're out on the street, but...
Alright, fair enough. Alright, we're good.
Fair enough.
I like the giant Stella. The giant Stella, the giant Polonia.
Well, that got removed.
Also, you should make Harold make a scrimshaw check to see how good that turned out. Because painting is hard.
I really hope he crits.
I challenge that. Because I'm going to guess that I'd walk out and see some colors.
Indeed. Actually, Pre, I don't think you have any skills that would help you with painting.
Nope.
No, so he can't even try.
It's stick figure women.
Oh, I like the idea that Harold's a good painter.
Hmm.
He paints in one color, red.
I think painting is hard. I don't think Harold's earned it.
Hmm. So, a few hours pass as... Actually, let's see just how many hours pass. Harold, I need you to roll Navigate Surface with a plus 20.
Okay.
Wait, Priest from a feudal world, right?
You give him a few basic instructions.
No, I'm saying
I don't need it.
going back to his armor. I thought he doesn't take agility bonuses from the obsidian plate because he's from a feudal world.
Praxian.
Yeah, Harax's custom one.
Yeah. He has a different one called the Keen Blade instead of at home in armor. So, with that, Harold is able to find a few shortcuts that shorten your travel time down from 8 hours in all the way to just 3. He is able to get past most of the congested habways that are filled to the brim with cargo 8s and auto carriages. So, you have once again arrived in the now slightly less miserable Gallows Way, but the rain itself is as indeterminable as the ongoing grind of time.
Gallows Way.
Yeah. So, you are now driving through the expressways of the Gallows, along the Gallows Way, as you can see along your left side some half blocks, and on the other you can see the beginning rows of charnel houses.
I want to take note of what the current condition of the charnel houses of Geese, of former charnel houses of Geese Flador and Old Man Ripley.
Did you give any specific orders regarding their
They
houses?
don't belong to me.
Oh. Funnily, fair enough. Actually, wait, didn't you get all of their things?
I did, but they were under Ren's name.
Oh, that's right. Well, aren't you kind of the one in charge of those things?
Yep.
Oh, in that case, then yeah, they're working at, I'm guessing, working at peak efficiency.
Fair enough. As you drive past the charnel houses that you visited so long ago, you can see that they have been made more uniform as per P.O.Box request, taking on a more utilitarian look, with gaudy examples of architecture being removed and dilapidated buildings getting refurbished.
I think I've done good work down here.
Good. They've been aiding in the rebuilding of the Lockwood household. The profits that we make off of them seem adequate.
Indeed, indeed. And I look inside. Ooh. I'm so in an AutoCAD. How does my spider legs actually work inside of a vehicle, sitting in a vehicle?
Well, you just fold them up together and sit down, actually. Or unless you just want to, keep standing and let your auto stabilization gear take care of itself.
I actually imagine
Fair enough.
Tarvok like a dog in a car where it just kind of like flops around.
Like we take a turn, he just moves to the left.
Just starts sliding around the back of it.
But I actually look over to Polonia. Polonia, since you are taking lead here in terms of the investigation, my knowledge is at your disposal. If you require any information, it is yours without any hesitation.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind. I'll be sure to have you over. Well, I guess we're all going in, so.
Well, where exactly are you going? Where do you want to start searching?
Maybe the market?
The
I
scrap
say
market?
bars.
Oh,
Ah,
the Screaming Wheel.
the Screaming Wheel is in the mid-hive. You've gone way past that.
Damn.
Yeah, let's find bars.
Tarvok, I need Common Lore Gallows Way.
What would Harold roll to sniff out a bar?
That would be an awareness test.
Not a survival?
Is that a bar?
No, Rosalina, that's a house of the night.
What is one of those?
I'm right here. I live in the upper hive.
Let's just say that women in the lower hive do what they have to do to get by. And let's not go inside.
Harold.
Are they committing
actually-
heresy? If so, I say we must stop.
Rosalina, no, they're not. I assure you that there is no heresy going on there. Well,
As far as you know.
as far as there's no reason to suspect any heresy there.
This is
Wait, I have
great.
I will have to take
got
note
this.
of this, and we will have to do an investigation on this later.
I
Harold, would
Wouldn't
you be up for
recommend
this?
really don't think that's a great idea.
I mean, I could do a very in-depth investigation of one of these houses if you want.
I'm gonna look
She's
at
gonna-
Larissa.
And Larissa's going to be smiling.
Why don't you do that and report on it to Rosalina for me?
Oh, I would be
Uh,
very happy to.
Is there heresy going on in there?
Is there? I don't know.
More
There
heresy.
might be. You don't want to know what goes on in there.
Rosalina's gonna look all happy with herself and just nod. Not
Yeah.
knowing the ways of the Underhivers.
As
Go ahead.
Tarvok frantically flits through flits through a tour guide to the Gallows Way, finding nothing of the sort of what he's looking for, Harold, who's sitting up front, spots what appears to be at least used to have been a bar of some kind. However, it looks dilapidated, but there are people looking about and then stepping quickly inside behind some kind of green plastic sheet.
Now, Larisian, you think you can slip into that place undetected, correct?
Oh, yes, most likely. It's... Yes, I believe I can do it.
Alright, very well. Now, and I'm just gonna look at Harold, because that's exactly what he spots it.
Wait, what?
You spotted a bar-like thing.
Yeah?
It even has a semi-working fluorescent light on top of it, which is just a green lit arrow that flips on and off and is pointing towards the door.
Oh no, not this place.
Hey, does this mean I can go on a infamous Tarvok beer run while two women beat the hell out of a man upstairs?
Maybe.
As we kind of stood there, I actually point my axe towards Rosalina. Oh, by the way, Rosalina,
Yes?
if you end up talking to a commoner, do not ask them to become a servant of your household. Actually, did we ever find out whatever happened to that medic that
Yeah, he's currently working as an assistant to Kaglastak.
But I say, don't ask people to serve in your household.
Why is that?
Well, one, because that would be dropping your name. Always not necessary, because your name is kind of known because you scream it out everywhere. And two, because that's stupid. And you're stupid for doing it.
So you think. Tarvik, there's a lot more to the Upper Hive that you should learn about. Maybe one day I'll give you a full history lesson on the Lockwoods.
Perhaps, and I will make sure to record it, and so they will be stored away for future generations to use. But my point still stands. You are just come up with a name. I go by Bouquet every so often.
I always have a cover name.
Indeed. Heresy also, if you must go forward, for the love of the Omnisire, wear protection. We don't need an incident like last time.
You can't prove what happened last time.
But I believe I can. Everything is a factor, Lord Captain.
Fair enough, but I'm still going to deny that.
I didn't get to sleep for 3 days because of that.
Not my fault.
Regardless, I believe we've seen this bar before.
Indeed. In fact, you've been here before when you were driving, when you were following those trade sable smugglers through the Gallows Way. So, who is on the away team?
I'm gonna stay in the vehicle.
Yeah, I don't think me or Rosalina should go in.
Tarvok will, because he looked a whole lot different than he did last time he was here, so he'll be fine.
That's true.
Wilson will also go in.
And as we kind of head, is Harold coming?
Yeah, is Harold coming?
No, Harold is going to sit down and think about what Tarvok and Larisian talked about, wearing protection and everything like that, and he's going to come to the conclusion that Tarvok and Larisian mated with each other.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
Wait, hold on. I have something for this. I don't have genitals.
Yeah, you still
You
have
don't
holes.
need one.
When Harold reaches that conclusion, I'm gonna say that... Oh no, I think they were just talking about armor.
And
One could hope. I want to get this image out of my head. Please take it away.
and as Larisian and Tarvok exit, I hold out for a cane tap.
And he'll tap his cane. And by the way, I'm leaving. Larisian's gonna leave his hat in the truck.
Fair enough. Are you gonna take the axe, Tarvok?
I am not.
Alrighty. So
I'll touch my omniscient axe.
fair enough. So, as you enter the green plastic bar, the rain ceases and the low murmur of the patrons is instead replaced in the background. A tinny Voxcaster is broadcasting on the lowest setting. Go ahead, Rosalina.
Harold, do you think this is why Tarvok always goes for women that are more beastly in appearance?
Yes.
Interesting.
Ooh,
I never figured him for something like that. With his personality, it makes sense, but Larisian? The dapper gentleman does seem to fancy the strong, I assume.
It is a bit flamboyant.
Is this on the microbeat?
I think he looks rather feminine, and the way he squealed when I screamed at him that one time. That was not a man's scream.
You guys are awful.
Please tell me this is on the microbead. Please. Oh.
Microbead, yes or no? I didn't hear that.
Harold has his microbead on.
Oh, well, then why not? I guess you hear all of it.
As the three of them continue to further ponder the relationship between Tarbok and Larisian, the two of them are have walked into the bar
Like Yoda?
and drawn some, but not much attention to themselves.
Oh, can I send my servo skull in?
You can have it follow Tarbok.
Okay.
Just
Which one?
Right?
It's just the one for recording.
Ah,
Oh,
perfect.
that's fine. That's perfect. That works.
And I look around. Actually, first thing I want to do when we walk in is make a use, like, just take note of, is the Kim use specifically as frequent as it was last time?
As you roll a Medicaid test, find out.
Nope.
Seems that no chemu's going on here.
Oh dear. And I look around. Is the bartender still the same? Like, I'm just kind of getting a note
Yes.
of what's changed.
It seems that the bartender himself seems to be the same stockily built gentleman as it was the last time, and he is busy pouring drinks for two different patrons.
Larisian, shall we get a drink to kind of, and take a seat to kind of peruse the individuals of the area?
That might be one of the better decisions, yes. Perhaps ask and see if any are looking for work, just to continue the shoot.
Do you want the regular, or would you prefer... I actually walk over to the bartender. Good, what time is it?
It's drinking time is what it is.
I like the cut of your jib. Give me the strongest thing you have for myself, and I look over to Larisian, the fruitiest thing you have for my compatriot.
Roll for me influence, plus 40.
Oh my god. Hold on. Oops.
Phew, needed that.
Oh, it's so... for a drink.
And the man produces two glasses. In one, he pours some foul-looking black liquid, which appears to be viscous in to some degree. The other one, he simply reaches down and picks up a citrus fruit and places it on top of the glass. It doesn't look to have been refrigerated, and there's a bit of mold on it.
Norton's just gonna kind of look at it and look at the glass and just kind of just sigh.
And I walk it over and place it in front of him. And I don't drink it. I just say, don't drink it.
I mean, it's really, he would have to squeeze the orange, the citrus before it actually could be drinkable, but you could try and eat it.
Question: what color is it?
The color appears to be a light orange with a tiny filmy green tint in splotches on it.
Don't worry, Tarbok. I was not going to touch this.
I actually look. And I kind of tap on the comm bead. It would be very nice if what this place needs is some promiscuously dressed women to comfort us in this drab environment.
Kirsten's just going to kind of smile a little bit. Oh yes, a little bit of company would always be nice. In such a dark and rather, I don't really know the appropriate word for it.
On the comm bead, all you hear is Rosalina praying.
Is she praying the gay away?
Perhaps.
Oh.
So, I need the
say,
two of you to roll an awareness test. This is sound-based, or hearing-based, I should say.
do we get a bonus because we've been in this situation before?
Sure. Plus 10. Nope. And... Ooh. Partial success, let's say.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, partial success? Okay.
Yeah.
Nope, Servo Skull does not hear it.
Nope. Does not. So, as Tarvok and Larisian are enjoying their quote-unquote drinks... Oh, want me to answer that one, Mope?
Why not?
Sure. You sense Ren sitting next to you.
I want you to answer mine too.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's right. Harold now has Sinisians.
Did he take Witchfinder?
No. He got exercised.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's one way of getting Sinisians. Yeah. Polonia, you sense a strangeness about your companions. One of them is like a burning flame, and the other one is a bit muted, so to speak, but awakened in some description. And I won't tell you which was which.
Oh god, it's 2018. He's woke.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What's happening?
God damn it.
I'm also gonna try to. I can use telepath. I'm gonna try to read Ren's thoughts. Why not? Let's see what she thinks about when she prays.
Fair enough. But Harold, you do note that your two companions,
Fucking
you can sense their psychic abilities. Although you do see some kind of mental blocks in place to curb their power.
Well, yeah, that's perils.
Okay, point that.
Harold is just going to beat at his head, like make the images go away, like make the burning thing go away.
Yeah. So, Ren. Would Ren be aware of this? Alexis, roll for me as Initians just to check if you're able to spot Polonia doing this. You do. Do you let her, Polonia, are you reading or, are you opening a link between you two, or are you actually just reading her thoughts?
Just reading her thoughts while she prays.
Indeed. Alexis, do you choose to fail and let her in?
I'll roll the willpower test and let that decide.
Fair enough.
Oh, you go right into my mind.
Corn demands.
Go away, Corn.
So
Nobody likes you.
inside Ren's mind, as she's praying, you see the day that she got married. You see her when she was first pregnant. You see how happy she used to be. And then you see what happened to her daughter. You see that she begged everybody, spent fortunes trying to save her daughter.
Unfortunately, Alexis, Mope only used one psi rating when doing that, so...
Oh, this is on surface.
Oh, this is surface thought, but the power doesn't last long enough because she didn't use more psi rating, so time's up. So she is no longer hearing your thoughts, but you're still thinking them. She will have to try again later if she wants some more, and with more psi rating.
It was enough for me to sit there and think on for a second, like, oh, okay.
Indeed. So, with Larisian's partial success on a 42 out of 40, you hear a mention of some huddled voices in the far corner, somewhere behind you. You hear some mumbling about, yeah, did you hear? The man's going completely mad, going about attacking cargo convoys.
Wait, we hear that, or they hear that at the bar?
Larisian hears that at the bar.
And is that all I hear?
That is all you hear with a partial success. I'm not giving you any more.
Okay, I was just curious. So yeah, he'll kind of just lean over to Tarvok and actually, do I want to try this here?
I say, I look over at him. Larisian, what's wrong?
Hold on. Would Larisian know that you can speak what you speak? That one thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know Tarvok inside and out.
Okay. So.
God damn it.
Oh, I just got that.
Oh, you
Anyway.
gotta stop doing that.
Anyway, he's gonna speak very hushedly in Eldari. It seems that there's one man, perhaps, attacking your convoys. It seems it's maybe he's a leader, maybe he has a gang or something.
Knows something. And I pull out my deck of cards. Shall we run the hustle?
Perhaps.
And I say, and I kind of stand up or lift my legs up and say, "Shall we?"
By all means, after you, old man.
Indeed, old chap. And we make our way over to that table. Gentlemen, you have room for 2 more?
Roll for me a charm.
Larisian?
Nope.
You, Larisian didn't say it. You did.
Damn it.
Wow.
That's amazing.
How do you keep doing that?
Tarvok can charm the pants off of anybody.
You know, I keep expecting you to fail those. And I just never expected. Well, moving on. The 3 men look up at you. They appear to be wearing Manufactorum overalls. Funnily enough, they have the... you can see the various marking of different charnel houses upon each of them. And the man who's sitting furthest away from you with lank black hair and a crooked nose says, "Yeah, sure. Yeah, we got a few more spots. What are a few distinguished gentlemen like you doing down here?"
Well, I myself am looking for perhaps someone to hire into the Tassimar family for, well, let's say brute force.
Yeah.
This is my appraiser.
All right. Probably came to the right place, though. Hate to break it to you, no gangs in here right now. They don't seem to like this place. Kind of shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair enough. Then perhaps we can sit and share a story, discuss local events, or just a cordial drink.
Bartender, drink for this table.
Indeed. Roll another influence, plus 40. Got it just fine. Drink. Next round is on Tarvok, as the man prepares some poor quality Amasek for you with that roll. It is.
You know, poor quality Amasec's probably the best we got.
Yeah, it's only 10 years old. Ha.
Actually, with that, could I also ask for a case for the road?
Roll another influence test. This time only a plus 20.
He drinks. It's like,
yeah, this is not like, remember, supply and demand. There's not a lot of supply down here.
I've bought weapons of mass destruction with this. There.
Yeah, you're fine. Indeed, you have now have a case of poor Amasak for the road.
For Fireball.
God damn it. So, with that, Larisian, roll a charm with a +10 for the drinks.
Charm with a +10 for the drinks. This is gonna hurt. Alright.
I thought you had charm.
I do not. I meant to grab it, and I forgot.
Oh, you poor fool.
I mean, you say that, but Tarvok's here.
I'm gonna fate point that.
Ouch.
Wait, and I can't give him a +10 because I warmed him up, do they?
You don't have... Sheesh!
Lord have mercy.
On the money. Oof. So, as you mention the various things and the drinks get delivered, what do you say? What do you say specifically? What are you trying to draw any specific information out of them?
Yeah. So, on our way down here, we kept hearing these little mutterings and putterings about individuals seeing convoys being attacked, or the remnants of them at least. Do you, Lance, know anything about that?
The man at the back looks at you and in a hushed voice, "Yeah, but you didn't hear this from me, but they say Crimson's gone mad. He's been attacking various cargo convoys."
And I actually make sure that this information is related to Polonia and Ren.
Indeed.
Oh shoot!
And by extension, Harold.
Wait, what?
Crimson. I thought he. And I look around, kind of playing to the part of keeping quiet. I thought Crimson abandoned the gang lifestyle. He was.
Yeah, so did we. Except the man's been gone on a murder spree out in the underhive. Actually, in the lower hive, rather. Yeah, he's some say he's gone a bit crazed.
Interesting. From my understanding and rumor, I've heard he was a nobleman, more interested in being flashy in theatrics, running tournaments and races and things like that than a actual murderer.
I mean, something like that, though that seems to have changed in the last few months.
Well,
the Crimson Way?
My apologies.
No, go ahead.
Well, is it a possibility, as you guys have said, that if he's left the lifestyle, perhaps it's somebody else wishing to ruin his reputation, acting upon his behalf, so to speak? It's a common game to ruin one's reputation in the other hands.
Well, if the rumors are to be believed, he's not exactly hiding it. It's been very messy, and hell, the sanctuaries haven't even been able to capture him.
And I look to Larisian and just say, in Eldari, time, we need to go now.
And he's gonna nod, and he's gonna tap his cane, and he's gonna pull a couple thrown gelt out of his pocket and push it down on the table. Well, it was fine talking to you, Lance. Next round is on me. Enjoy your drinks and have a wonderful evening. I must sadly adjourn to find another bar with more gamers in it.
Yeah, good luck with that. Just yeah, don't run into Crimson.
Yes, of course. We wouldn't dream of it. And I kind of, and when I say that, my harpoon gun turns and points at Larisian as like a sign of acknowledgement.
Indeed. The men seem to be, as you stand up to leave, the men seem to be eyeing each other over that thrown gelt, as if appraising each other if it could get away with taking that thing.
Oh no.
Now, before they actually get out of the bar, can me and Polonia me, Polonia, and Harold talk about what we were talking about in the side?
Sure, you can pick up where you left off in the
Well, we're just gonna
Sidebar
recap it,
conversation.
everything.
Sure, go ahead.
So,
Real quick.
as Ren finishes her prayers with Risa, she looks up and catches Polonia looking at her intently.
Were you always so religious, Rosalina?
No. Actually, I used to be a teacher at the Scala Progenium. But I left my family when Risa started to get sick.
I'm gonna turn to look back down the street and say, I really can't imagine the pain of something so horrible. I'll look back to you and say, you'd think your family would try to help you through such a difficult time.
Unfortunately, the family turned their back on me when I started to spend my fortunes trying to save my daughter.
Do you regret it?
Saving her? No. I would never regret it. And I'm actually going to look at Harold when I say that. I would do anything.
I'm gonna get real silent when you say saving her.
Harold is just going to look back from the driver's seat.
Is he in the driver's seat?
He drove the car.
Yeah, he would. It would be me and the. Oh wait, I thought I drove the car.
Yeah, I thought Polonia was
It
driving.
might be like a
the-
dump truck where both of you have a steering wheel, so...
I thought it was me in the driver's seat and you in the passenger, and I was leaning back to talk to Rosalina in the bed.
Oh, yeah, I might be wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
It's not a big deal, but you are in the front with me.
Harold will just turn back and look at Rosalina with a look of understanding on his face.
I would do anything to save Risa. And I did.
Do you miss the rest of your family?
And I'm just gonna look at one of the Lockwood lockets every day. I will make my
go ahead.
family great once more.
I'll look at you very solemnly, and then look at Reza, and then notice that Tarvok and Laristian are exiting the bar.
Indeed. You can see as the two of them approach and enter in the back, the rain has left a small mark on them, but nothing too serious. As they close the truck doors in the back.
Yep. And as I sit down, I begin like just getting the basics ready to start making firebombs, and I look to Rin and I look to Polonia. Crimson has gone mad.
What?
According to those gentlemen, not only is he the one attacking my caravan, my convoys, he has also just gone on a murdering spree in the in Gantry.
Not Gantry,
Gallows
Lower
Way.
High. Gallows
Lower
Way. Yeah.
Gallows Way. He's gone. Apparently, he's committed various acts of murder and barbarism.
That doesn't sound right at all.
Doesn't, but we are dealing with an individual that is. Wait a minute.
Highly unstable.
No, I just. Do you remember when we were ambushed, and we were abruptly met with Crimson?
Mm-hmm.
What if he was already there because he was in cahoots with the Blessed Flesh?
Those weren't Blessed Flesh.
Or the cultists.
Yeah, those were the Mournful Song.
I'm
Wonderful
sorry,
song, I'm sorry.
Tarvok. I cannot believe that. Not until evidence is provided. Let's go back to the his ship.
But
The
no,
ship is currently out in the Disolium Wastes. You walk
He's not-
back from there once you have ridden
Well-
it downstream.
Let's go back to where his ship used to be, where it was hanging.
He's
You
not
mean
in.
he's not in Gantry anymore?
He's in the gallows way. He moved from the the underhive to the lower hive.
Well, let's go to his last known position that we know of.
That would be where we met him during the ambush.
Something just isn't right here. We have to find him and talk to him.
Indeed.
Agreed,
Does someone want to try and make an inquiry roll to try and ascertain his location? To ask about where he was last spotted?
Don't worry, Rin's got this.
She does not.
Harold does not.
No.
Tarvok does.
Indeed.
Man,
Are
I mean, since everybody's doing it, why not?
Whoa.
Oh, too late.
If I'm not mistaken, now, I'm just going to double check something because I want to make sure that you're not just getting free inquiry rolls. Let's see. Intimidate. Inquiry. Here we go. Let's see.
Also,
Unlike Charm or
apologize.
Intimidate, Inquiry can focus on gaining information. 1 or 2 degrees of success reveals basic information about an area, population, group, or specific individual, while additional degrees of success allows the GM to impart more valuable and secret. Oh, fair enough. I can't remember where it was, but I think like by some degrees of failure can lower your subtlety, though I'm not sure. So I want to make those more careful when you ask around.
Be sure to do that in the future.
Indeed, not now. However, Tarvok, as you spider leg your way around, you are able to move about, and through your reputation, you are able to get some of the locals to speak to you, which last time proved to be utterly impossible. And they are able to notify you that a certain Habway was the last location that Crimson was spotted during one of his massacres.
And upon doing that, upon giving me this information, I passed on them a thrown gelt for like food.
They their faces light up like you've never seen.
And I tap them on the shoulder. Work hard and be kind to one another. These are dark times, and we must all band together to defend each other.
Oh, Throne, thank you, sir. Oh, well, this changes everything. And they hurry away to make sure no one else tries to steal their throne gelt.
And when he does this, he actually pulls a regicide piece from his coat and gives it a once-over with a little chuckle.
Indeed. Alright, so driving towards Crimson's last known location.
So navigate surface plus 20.
Actually, you're that close that it is unnecessary. You can simply get there.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
Polonia, do we shoot now? If we see him and he comes at us with murderous intent, and I look to tell everyone, do we shoot to aim to capture or shoot to kill?
Look, if we see Crimson and he's hostile, I'll put him down non-lethally.
And I kind of look to an empty chair. Do you understand that, Kershawn? Non-lethal. Oh wait.
Right.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
But as for his gangers, if they attack us, well, I don't have enough needle ammunition to take down all of them.
We don't need to. Well, we can take on the gangers. It's the main target we are worried about, of the VIP, as it were. Luckily, we have many ways of handling that, whether it be using Ren's charisma and ability to woo crowds to get him to stand down. I could electrocute him till he is non-lethal. You have your various toxins and paralysis medicines. And,
Right.
And if worse comes to worse, we could just have... Sorry, go ahead.
If it is Crimson that we are going after, if he poses a threat, I will put him down.
You will not do such a thing. We need information.
If he
I'm going
poses an
to
immediate
start loading.
threat, I will put him down and pull the information from his dead mind.
And
I'm going to start loading my needle rifle with trank rounds. What's a cue to you, Biggie? Until Rosalina. I think we'd be able to get more information out of him alive. Besides, he spared you once. We should try to do the same for him.
yes, I believe you owe him one for not having us all murdered after... Oh, do you remember that, actually? Let me pull up the record, and I actually pull out my data slate and start scrolling up.
Yeah, if you ever do end up getting or going with your career or end up succeeding in your career path, make sure the person you train in your steed doesn't make the same mistake.
Oh yes, here we are.
Mope, I am this close to accusing you of metagaming, but I'll let it slide.
I pull up the document. Oh yes, of course. Note. During this engagement, Rosalina Lockwood had pulled her pistol out against Crimson. During this engagement,
Speak
she
anymore,
fired,
and
but
I will pull your foundry from you.
you don't have. And he just kind of claps two of his hands and resets the data slate. My point stands, though. Your
Once
witch mind
again,
powers.
if he poses a threat, I will put him down.
Rosalina, Mercy might assist us in our investigation. He could have critical information. It would hamper the investigation to kill him without at least discussing things with him.
It is a strike against my honor. Harold, you would understand this better than anybody else.
If he has succumbed to his rage to the degree that he can't control it, he would need to be put down. He is nothing more than a beast, then.
And is that what you are, Harold? Yeah, I remember. And I just kind of fade off and remain silent.
I'm gonna guess that you are driving along the way while this conversation is happening.
Correct.
All right. So, do you want to continue the conversation, or do you want to timescape towards your destination?
We can time skip.
Any objections? Going once?
No objection from me.
Going twice? Sold to the GM, with moi. As you drive along the aforementioned Habway, you come to a stop. As you can clearly tell that there appears to be some damage along the road, which appears to have been cleaned up to a certain extent, though not fully repaired. Can someone roll for me a scrutiny test?
First I'm going to roll awareness, then I'm going to roll Cynicians, then I'll roll scrutiny. Where are you, scrutiny? Boop. Also, I'm assuming anybody else can roll scrutiny.
Anyone else can roll scrutiny.
Can I try Cynicians?
You can try it, but it is dubious if it will be helpful. Alrighty, so with those tests, let's see. Rosalina is able to note that some of the damage appears to have been made from some kind of explosion on the road, which no doubt might indicate what happened with the convoy that was going through here. Polonia, as she reaches out her psychic sense, is able to sense a great deal of sudden distress and a small amount of death. However, it is Harold that looks about and is able to, with some degree of certainty, is able to guess the trajectory of what appears to have been the explosive as he recognizes a missile impact on the road. And as he looks to the what he guesses is west, according to the multi-compass, he is able to see that there is an abandoned half block where the top floor appears to be open to the outside. Even better yet, he could swear by the throne that there is some movement in there.
Cast fill in.
Indeed, you're not, the rest of the warband is now filled in.
Oh, great. CQC, my favorite.
Don't worry, I will take point.
Question. This
Yes?
is going to be stupid. Okay. Remember making how high up the window is?
From where you are standing?
Yeah.
Oh, it's about it's about half, let's see, it's about a quarter of a mile away and like a few hundred feet up.
Never mind then.
It's pretty, like, it's far away and it's high up.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah. So, next step.
The hub block is abandoned, you said.
Well, it looks to be abandoned and in some form, and some somewhat ruined. However, this far away, you seem to spot some movement on the top floor, though it is hard to tell unaided.
Do you think they're gonna set up for another ambush? They may be onto us.
Maybe.
And Harold is going to ask Polonia to borrow her her gun with the thermal scope.
Question: does anyone actually have binoculars?
I do.
Oh, you could get those. Those have a good enough magnification.
I have them, but I want to see infrared.
Fair enough.
The omniscope.
Polonia. Yeah, Polonia, do you lend Harold the omniscope? Well, a gun attached with it.
Alright, but be careful with this.
Don't worry, I have handled these before.
Well, the guns, not scope.
You find that it's very awkward for you to hold the grip that was designed for my hand. You find your bottom finger, your pinky, and your finger above it kind of slipping off the handle.
Indeed, as his monstrous paws are a bit unfitting for the gun. However, you are able to put your eye up to the scope, and as you scan the top floor, you indeed see some thermal image, some thermal outlines moving about. By your estimate, about 20 of them, though it's impossible to tell what they look like from the thermal. You can swap the, you can of course swap the filter on it.
I'll swap the filter.
Indeed, and with that, roll for me awareness plus 40. Nice. And as you swap the filter and increase the magnification on the scope, you're able to see that these men are, without a doubt, members of the Red Walk. As you can see, their red bandanas either around their arms or around their heads, and their various knives strapped all about. You seem to have discovered Crimson's gang, though Crimson himself does not appear to be in line of sight.
Cast fill-in.
Indeed.
So that's where we're going, huh?
And Harold is going to give back Polonia her rifle.
You're positive that they're Crimson's men?
Yes.
He has seen them before. These look like the type.
How do you recommend we approach?
Polonia, can I see your rifle really quickly?
As I'm going to put it back in the case, I'll hand it back to Rosalina.
My apologies, but I need to see this for myself.
It's fine. Just be careful with the gun.
As you look through the scope, on the same setting as it just was, you were able to see that, yes, indeed, Harold was telling the truth. Were you looking for... Were you trying to scrutinize them?
Yes.
Fair enough. However, damn, if only you had scrutiny, you would have made that. Oh, well. However,
I am going
as
to
you are...
spend 3 command points and re-roll this with a plus 20.
Oh, boy.
Fuck! Ah,
Yeah,
damn, I cursed. Sorry, my bad.
You
Demonetized.
Demonetized. You should get scrutiny. It's a good skill. But yes, as you look at them, yes, these do, for all intents and purposes, these look like Crimson's men.
How far away are they?
Oh, about from where you are, about 500 meters.
A quarter of a mile.
A bit more.
Okay.
Is it possible to telepathic link them?
There's an easy way to find that out. Go to your Psychana.
No.
Do you see the telepathic link?
Times perception, 500.
Oh, you went past it. You
I
went
know,
past
I
it.
saw it. I saw it. Times perception, that's 3. I can only cast it for 78 meters, so no.
Wait. No. It's 20 meters times psi rating. You only have a psi rating of 1. You can push toward...
I thought it was
you can
times
push
perception.
No, psi
never mind.
rating. It's PR.
That's fine.
PR. Yeah. So the highest you can cast it is 60 meters if you push to psi rating. So no, you sadly cannot telepathic link that far away. It is simply too great of a distance. So with that...
Can I roll a security, because I have my own binoculars, can I roll a security check to see if they've been fortifying it at all?
Yes, security with a -20 for distance. Unfortunately, you are too far away to tell if they have any traps set up. If they would, they would no doubt be at the base of the block.
Not traps necessarily, like mounted guns, like barricades, stuff like that.
No, it does not seem so.
Oh yeah, they weren't really gun people anyway.
No, not really. I mean, they had some, but not many. So...
Harold is going to look back to Rosalina and sort of nod towards the back of the truck, towards his armor.
Not yet. We do need to get up there and get to them. Let's proceed forward for now and try to get higher ground.
Should I remain behind? And if need be, I'll put on that thing and... Yes, you know the rest.
I don't think you'll be able to catch them in time.
Maybe we should approach quietly?
If need be, I can move up on my own. I'm rather, well acquainted with moving in the shadows.
I actually like that idea. Let's try to get the vehicle itself closer. Larisian, you think you can sneak up on them?
Oh, I know I can.
As we get closer with the vehicle itself, Harold, don your armor.
Lady Lockwood, if I may. Perhaps the
That's
good captain would...
interrogator.
He actually gives a cocky smile at this. Of course, interrogator. Would it be a benefit to the captain if you were to lend him your cloak?
Larisian, here.
And he'll
Come on, cloak.
take it.
So you get a plus 20.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my cloak is awesome. It's why I always hide it with my dress.
Sorry.
Indeed. So, as Larisian moves off into the streets below the halfway, I need you to roll for me a stealth test, and I will roll an opposed awareness.
+2.
Ooh, I actually made it.
You should spend a fate point.
You just, well, no,
Can't.
he can, well, he can.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Just because.
Noble, what you can do in this situation, because you can't actually re-roll it because you succeeded.
Oh.
So what you can do, however, is spend a fate point to add an additional degree of success. That means you equal my roll and win because your agility modifier is higher than his perception.
Okay, yeah, let's do that then.
So, a singular fate point. However, as Larisian is sneaking through, you spot two red walk gangers as they are simply walking about the lower streets.
Are they red walking about?
They are red walking about, indeed. And as you quickly move to the side to get past them, you stumble into a tiny piece of glass, and as you look over, they look in your direction, and a few seconds later, go back to their bored-looking patrolling about.
And with that, Larisian is going to pull his hood up, because he already left his hat back at the thing, by the truck.
Indeed. And as you move up towards the base of the abandoned hat block, you can see that there is only a singular bored-looking red walk heavy sitting on a pull-out chair near one of the entrances. Are you going to try and sneak past him, or something else?
I'm gonna look around and see if there's like any way I can get around him, like maybe somehow get up the side of the building, maybe?
Indeed. As you are looking about from your hiding location, you look up and you see that some of the building itself appears to have a lot of crenellations, not crenellations, that's a totally different word. A lot of extrusions, let's call it that. Air ventilators, different pipes, that sort of crap. It appears to have been bolted out. Window bars, things like that. If you wanted, you could attempt to scale the building from the outside without getting, without any of the sneaky footwork needed to get inside.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Alrighty, acrobatics, if you please.
Does no one else hear Hardlock falling down?
Well, do you use your hook?
Yes, he's gonna use it at parts where he can't climb up himself.
Indeed. As Larisian takes a running start and leaps up the side of the wall, he pretty much Assassin's Creed's his way up the side of the building, and then when he gets to an unbroken bit, he raises up his arm, and a hook with a line on the end shoots from his wrists, and he wheels himself up the unbroken bit.
You're welcome.
Until finally he reaches the top floor. Now I need you to roll another stealth test, as you can notice a few gang members up top. And I don't think they can beat you. They do not see you. So, you are peering across, and roll for me an awareness test. Unfortunately, the rain is still a touch too loud as it is dripping off of your camellia line cloak. Oh, you fate point it. However, as you... actually, you can use... funnily enough, you can use lip reading as a special use of awareness. That's a good skill.
My apologies. I just realized I'm on push to talk, and I forgot that fact. So I was sitting here like, oh, I'm going to fate point that.
God damn it. I didn't hear you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, as you are able, as you peer over the ledge, you are able to see, but not hear, the two men talking. As you're able to read their lips, they seem to be mentioning something about the truck that's parked out on the Habway, and how they weren't expecting anyone over there.
Wait, the truck isn't parked. The truck kept driving.
Didn't you stop?
No.
And how did Larisian get out?
We just threw him out.
Like the Assassin's Creed out.
Fair enough. I thought you stopped.
We gave
Where
him
did you stop?
We didn't stop. We stopped momentarily, looked, and then kept driving.
Fair enough. Fair enough, but what? So okay, they mentioned the fact that a truck stopped and is now gone, and the other man replies with, "Yeah, but now it's gone, so who cares?" The other one says, "Should we tell Crimson about it?" He doesn't care. So I need to know, where is the truck right now?
Trying to drive up there.
7th and Madison?
That's not funny, Mope.
That is hilarious. Because I actually know what's there.
Let's go ahead and say that it's like a couple blocks in a hidden like location that would be out of sight.
So you're going to approach on foot then?
I wanted to go to McDonald's.
I do believe that was the idea, but yeah, we'll get as close as we can without being conspicuous and then stash it in, like, behind a building or an alley.
Fair enough. So now with Larisian at the top, who is going to, who is on the away party once again?
Me.
I think we all are.
Everyone gonna go?
Yeah.
I mean,
If we're going in.
Yeah.
Think about it like this, Pri. You were tangling with these guys back like when you first started out. You've gotten way better at these things now, so they shouldn't give you that much trouble.
You want us to hold?
No. I know they're not gonna give me any trouble. I'm just thinking, do I want to go big or do I want to go home?
What about option 3? Just going.
Yeah, I'll just go in the clothes I have.
Fair enough.
Many of them remember you. I think the last thing they remember you doing is turning an entire arena bloody from one guy.
That is true. So normal clothing. Rest of the party is going to follow up.
How about bring back?
Yeah, Larisian, do you actually want to stay put, or are you going to advance on in?
He's going to advance on it and see what he can find.
Alrighty, as you move up the ledge, once again, I'm going to have to ask you to roll a stealth test with a plus 20 because of your suit.
All right.
Biggie, while they're doing this, I'm actually going to stay in the van, kind of guarding it and making sure it's ready to go, and also using my rat network.
Fair enough.
I got really lucky there.
You really did. You barely made it, but you do make it. Actually, funnily enough, I want to check the... That was just the ganger. Does... No, he does not.
Thank goodness they're incompetent.
Well, not incompetent, just average. So, with that, you're sneaking further inside. You, are you looking for anything specific? Or just...
Just trying to keep an ear out, see if I hear anything, see if I, like, can find anything of real interest that sticks out.
Indeed. As you sneak about the half-crumpled dry walls, you are able to peer through one of the holes in the wall, and on a table in the other room, you spot a missile launcher.
I'm going... How many are there people around me right now?
Currently, you can spot 3 people in the room with the missile launcher. They seem to be ambling about, waiting, bored.
And are they... If I was to whisper, would I be able to gauge if they're in earshot?
If you were to whisper into the microbead, you would be able to talk without getting overheard.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna fill them in on pretty much anything I've seen so far, including the missile launcher, specifically making sure to mention the missile launcher.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is the Larisian, is the missile launcher being manned by someone?
It's just on a table, isn't it?
It is.
Remove the
No,
ammunition
just...
from it. Right.
I would do that, but there seems to be a problem. There's 3 individuals in that room with it, and I don't feel like going loud at the top of this building without reinforcements or distraction. Perhaps if you guys could cause some noise, I could, perhaps.
Well, I mean, you can take on 3-minute ones, I'm sure.
You don't see or hear any signs of Crimson himself.
There's been mention of him.
I'm just...
Saying they've mentioned you as well. Your group, your truck at least, saying how he wouldn't care that it's there or just stop them moving.
I'm just going to look over to Poloni and just kind of sigh. And then I'm going to take my power sword out of its scabbard.
Force sword.
Yeah, it's a 4 sword now.
Yeah, and I'm just going to look at Lioness. Alright, let's go.
Well, Rosalina, maybe if they say they don't care about us, maybe we could approach non-hostile and just talk it out.
Would Lurson have been able to just like to reaffirm how he meant they didn't care?
Is the group stopped, or is it walking along while it's talking?
I'm walking.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'll walk with Rosalina, but yeah, I'm going to continue to be like, maybe you should put the sword away. At least for now.
Polonia, there's a hill right there that you can cover me on.
Oh, okay. We'll go over to the hill and set up.
Larisian, if things get bad, can you kill some of them?
Oh, yes, especially if you cause a distraction, I can get the jump on them and take out more than I could causing the distraction myself.
I am the distraction.
Now, you're in a hive, so there aren't exactly any hills in here. There are a bunch of...
Well, a rubble pile.
You know, there are other buildings around that you could, get on top of.
That too. Let's go with that.
Yeah. So, with Polonia in position and Tarvok, Harold, and Ren walking towards...
I'm not walking.
You're walking.
No, he's back in the vehicle.
Oh, you stayed back?
I am going to be manipulating my network all the while, and listening and watching through the service skull.
Alrighty, as
You know what Harold is going to do?
what?
Harold is going to pick up Bren and start running.
What? No!
Why?
Towards where they are. They are.
You know, you can ask him as actually a strength test, please.
Oh God.
Order him not to because you're his superior.
Well, you can.
I'm gonna fate point.
Shit.
Yep.
Well,
I'm just gonna stand down and order you to put me down.
No, you can't stand down. You're currently being manhandled, or Harold handled.
Harold, put me down this instant.
We'll get there faster.
No.
Wait, this is just to get there faster?
Yes.
As you are running towards the building.
Well, there goes the inconspicuous.
Well, that's odd. You hear, coming from a side alley, "Hey, you! What are you up to?"
Harold, now, put me down.
And I'm going to put Rosalina down.
You can see, coming from the side alley, 2 Red Walk members. They seem to be armed with their machetes, though both of them are sheathed, as they are busy with. They seem to be busy smoking the glow sticks, and one of them plucks it out and says, "Hey, this is Red Walk territory. Take a hike."
You, and I'm gonna point my sword at him. Tell me where Crimson is.
Whoa, 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 lady. No need for that kind of language.
And that is a command test, by the way.
Go for it.
Fucking hell, can I am gonna spend...
You used 3 fate points.
Can I... wait, no, it will only be
It
a
got
plus.
worse. Okay, I'm out of fate points.
They're going to answer. We'll see, Harold, if you want to respond to the situation after their response. We'll see what happens. Oh boy. Now looky here, lady. I don't know who you think you are, but Crimson is a bit busy at the moment.
Harold.
Harold is going to command them to stand down.
Go for it.
Nope.
Hey, Biggie.
Look, what?
Squeak, squeak.
Are you seriously going to do that?
Wait, are they like... Wait, do I... From the service school, do I see how they, like, reaching for their weapons?
No, they're not. They're just
then never
standing
mind.
there with their glow sticks and
Fair enough.
getting miffed about the whole situation.
Fair enough. Only if they draw their weapon.
is anything going on, Rosalina? I don't see any hostile action.
Just a few of the Red Walk. They don't seem to be posing a threat. I'm gonna continue on. And I'm gonna keep walking.
Hey, lady! Stop right there!
No.
And with that, they start walking behind you, throwing their glow sticks away. Now look here. I don't know who you think you are, but you're not going up where Crimson is. And you now at least have some confirmation where Crimson is.
Up, you say?
Well, they are on the ground level, so yeah. The rest of the warband is still on ground level. Polonia is up on some rooftop.
I want the information.
You want where he is?
Well, he has to do a willpower test.
He does. Let's see what he does. He fails.
I want confirmation that Crimson is there.
Indeed. As the man mentions where Crimson supposedly is, you reach into his mind. And you're able to see that Crimson appears to have taken over a Hab suite at the top and is currently using it as a temporary base.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Fill In really quickly.
Mm-hmm. So, but they are still following you, and they are now picking up the pace. I'm guessing Harold is like right behind Rosalina.
Harold, I don't want these men following me anymore.
You don't want them following you?
Nope.
Okay, time for them to sit down.
Oh,
Oh,
crap.
Also, I'm right behind them.
So, what are you exactly going to do, Pri?
Hammer time.
Are you sure that you want to do this?
You know, Pri, this is exactly what Intimidate is used for.
I mean, I could roll an intimidate.
Let's see if that works.
Do you actually have the chain, like, do you have the chain hammer in your hands when you do that?
Yes.
How you carried Rosalina?
Oh, that would have been a plus. Oh, trust me, he has so much carrying capacity, it's not even funny. So, as Harold revs the chain hammer, the two of them stop dead in their tracks. I'm guessing Rosalina is just continuing to walk, right?
Yep.
And they simply part either way and start running in either direction. Not towards the building, mind you, they're just running away.
Harold is going to burst out laughing.
Oh my god, babe, you were right. Harold is Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I told you.
Yeah, hot damn. Huh. Sweet.
Actually, okay, I'll bring it up.
Harold, get back to my side.
Harold is going to run up to Rosalina's side.
Alrighty.
And still laughing.
Larisian, are you in position? Have you found Crimson?
Still looking, And, yeah.
With that, you can roll another stealth if you want to move around to try and find Crimson. Alright, let's have another awareness against you. Seem to be doing just fine. Yeah, these guys are awful. And Larisian is really sneaky. So, with that, Larisian, you find what appears to be a closed door, and inside you can hear 3 voices. Though you have never heard Crimson speak, you are able to pick out the voice pattern that one of them is clearly in charge and the other 2 are trying to explain something to him. Though you're unable to tell just what they're talking about. Roll awareness for me.
Okey-dokey.
Hot damn. So, you can hear through the door as you press your ear up against it. Look, boss, we tried to predict the next one, but we kind of missed it, okay? He drove past too quickly before we got set up. Look here, you two, I don't care if it takes one of you to blow yourselves up to stop those trucks. I will find out where they're going, or you two can go jump off the roof.
And by the way, this microbead would be on so everybody else can hear this.
You're able to hear this, and you can hear also that the 2 men appear to be walking towards the door you're listening through. Move now.
Is there
He's going to.
a window nearby? Are there on that side of the room? Is it on the side of the building I'm looking at?
Are you scanning the building?
Yeah, I would be at this point.
Fair enough. Roll awareness. Plus 10 for the scope. Ow.
I don't make awareness checks even when I'm playing as... Anyway.
Fair enough. As you are scanning your scope across the top of the building, you were able to pick... so I'm guessing Larisian filled you in on what was happening, right?
Yep, and I'm making my way for that position.
As Polonia is scanning, she can pick up on the thermal images of the 3 figures, and as they walk away, there is only one left, which appears to be pacing about in the in the hab room.
Larisian, I think it's just him in there.
Would the two that were in there have left already?
The other two, as you quickly jump back into an empty room, you were able to spot the two Red Walking lieutenants as they move out of the hab room and close the door behind them as they walk into the missile launcher room.
Oh, lovely. Well, if it is just him, then the two that I thought were in there have left. This is Capture, correct? Alive?
Alive.
Understood. And then he's going to start moving to the door.
Indeed. As Ren and Harold are approaching the at the front door of the hab block, you can see that the heavy-set Red Walk-Ganger is still sitting on the fold-out chair, reading what appears to be a slate of some description, though what's on it is impossible to tell. And he looks up from his slate as he nods his head over towards you. Hey, what are you two doing over here?
You, open this door, now.
Roll a command.
Damn it!
Pre, you could have assisted, right? You have command.
Yeah.
Perfect. So with that, you actually do make it, because your target would have been 74.
Yay!
Yay. So, who died and made you boss?
If you don't do it, you will.
All right. Look, I'll just have to tell Crimson about it, so?
No, you will keep quiet about it. I'm going to see him.
Roll another command. Plus 10 from Pre.
Okay. Oh, come on!
All out of 8 points. So,
Can I roll an Intimidate?
sure, as you walk past.
Iron muscle is the best. Thank
As,
you.
as the two of you walk past him, he is still sitting there with his slate, and Harold, I'm guessing you just growled at him angrily as you walk past?
Yep.
Fair enough.
Sleep.
Oh, that would have been... That's not how suggestion works, unfortunately. You need Dominate for that.
Oh, then I'm going to put the
Alexis?
suggestion into his mind to not inform anybody. Because he might get in trouble.
So the way suggestion works is that you have to convince them of a lie. So, tell him, I'm going to phrase it for you this time, but tell him Crimson already knows we're coming.
Oh, I was just going to tell him that Crimson will kill him if he found out. But sure, that works.
I mean, that's not a lie, though. So...
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, fair enough. And he horribly he fails his willpower test. He cannot resist. And he nods his head. And he says, "Yeah, sure," and goes back to reading his slate.
This may sound weird, but just to check, from my connection with the servo skull, could I use that, bounce off that, and connect to that data slate?
It's not your servo skull.
What was that?
Never mind.
No. What were you trying to do?
Bounce a connection off the servo skull to the data slate.
Tech use minus 20?
I put minus 10, not minus 20.
Yeah,
Fell out of the way.
Yeah, you fell out of the way. But as you attempt to reach the slate, it appears that the noosphere connection on the slate is has not been activated. This is an older model of data slate. Well, it's a poorer version. So, as as Harold and Ren move up the flight of stairs, they get to the top without much in the way of interruption. And what do you do exactly?
We go towards wherever Lerisian is.
Fair enough. As you simply stroll in through the top of the half block, you start to hear shouts of, "Hey, who let you in? Get back here!" And now, this time, at these unannounced guests, you see some weapons drawn, i.e. all manner of blades and other implements of the rending variety.
Harold is going to start laughing like a maniac.
Roll Intimidate plus 10.
I'll assist him with the Intimidate.
You have Intimidate?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
So that's a plus 20. I still fail. I'm going to fate point that.
Yeah, last fate point. Go on.
Yay.
Mated. As you start laughing, the men look about, unsure what to do. And at this commotion, Lerisian, you note that the doors to the rehab room where Crimson was staying flies open as the man himself, in all of his gang leader glory, marches forth out of the room and says, "Just what is going on? Red, it's been too long."
Question, am I out of sight?
You are still out of sight. You have not been spotted, though I am going to see if Crimson spots you. I need you to roll another stealth.
Alright.
Let's see. Where did I put them? Here they are. Does Crimson even have awareness? No, he doesn't.
Fake one or not.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, you just gotta do better than him.
Come on, Lerisian. Alright, you fail. Anyway.
Wait, hold on. Did it go through? Oh yeah, it did.
It did.
You have another fate.
Aw.
Wait, never mind. That's 2 degrees of success. Come on.
Yeah. Well, can Lerisian draw his pistol in?
You can. However, Ren and Harold, from where you are standing, Crimson is standing exactly next to a doorway where Lerisian is hiding behind. You can see as he looks towards you, he says, "Red, would you mind explaining this?" And he motions his thumb towards where Lerisian is hiding. I can see his hood sticking out.
You're just gonna hear "fucker."
We need to talk.
Yeah, apparently about a great many things.
And I'm actually going to sheath my power sword, force sword.
You can come out now.
Yeah, and Lerisian's just gonna step out and pull his down.
Lerisian, keep the gun trained on him.
Understood. And he's gonna keep Uriah's Defiance trained directly on him.
Well, you're not exactly aiming it at him, are you?
No, yeah,
Because
she said trained on him.
Here I thought we were. Crimson looks exacerbated as he, I'm guessing Lerisian is not even hiding the fact that he's doing this, right?
No.
No, I mean, how do you hide? I can understand hiding it in his clothing, but I don't think you can hide Uriah's Defiance.
No,
From
you
once
can't.
it's in your hand.
Nope.
Just call that insurance.
And here I thought we were friends.
And how many
As
of your
he-
men have weapons trained on me right now?
Right now, none, because none of them can aim at you.
I'm just gonna look
Remember-
around to all the blades drawn and everything.
Oh, the blades are drawn, though they are still being held. They are being held at sides, not being pointed at you.
Let's walk into your office.
Yeah, office. And as Crimson walks away from Larisian without a care in the world. So, as the four of you actually walk into the room that Crimson was formerly occupying, he sits upon what appears to be a small kitchen table.
Larisian, lower your weapon.
He'll do so, but he's going to keep it in his hand. It's just going to be at his side.
Hey, big guy, would you mind closing the door?
Harold is going to close the door.
Click. All right, Red. You barge in on me with assassins ready, waiting in the wings. You have some more explaining. You have some explaining to do.
Why were you attacking the convoys?
The convoys? Because there's songers in those convoys.
So, you steal from me. And here I thought we were friends.
Nothing was stolen.
Stealing? I haven't stolen anything.
No, but you destroy our property.
No. Hold on. What kind of property are we talking here?
Knight, that's you. I just need you to say it to me on the microbead.
Water purification equipment, food processing equipment, life supports, medicines.
I'm gonna fill all of that into Crimson.
Crimson holds up his hand in a stop gesture and says, I'm gonna stop you right there, Red. Whatever trucks we were hitting did not contain that.
A few of our trucks are destroyed, and people are saying you're going mad.
Well, guess what? I have been going after the Mortal Song, and they are moving something about. I'm trying to find out where and what they're doing with them. That would have been scrutiny against your fellowship, by the way.
Oh, whoops. I thought I had it on my fellowship.
I think I've asked you
Oh,
like
there we go.
scrutiny against perception at some point, and you
Yeah.
must have left it there. Yeah.
It's still a foul,
So-
but yeah.
Still fail. Crimson appears to be telling the truth. However, did anyone pick up on that word he used?
Wait, can you repeat it?
Songers, as in their mournful song above or aboard the convoys.
Yeah, something like that. Let me see if I can repeat it. I think I forgot like word for word what it was, but he went something like, "Yeah, and I've been trying to look whatever trucks we've been hitting didn't have that kind of equipment in them. The mournful song is moving something about. I want to find out where they're going and what they're intending on doing with them."
One of our trucks were hit by a crack missile. We saw that you had
Yeah.
a missile launcher.
Yeah, that's how we stop them usually. And then we move in.
Did you happen to hit any innocent vehicles?
Nope, not to my knowledge, though I do send some of my own men out in case we get word that the Songers have decided to change routes.
I'm gonna do something dangerous.
Can some... Oh boy, this is going to be strange.
You don't have any fate points. Are you sure?
Nah, it didn't work.
Nope. Not you
No
tried,
doubles.
but no doubles.
Larician, you could roll scrutiny. That'd be cool.
He did. He failed.
Did.
Damn it.
But he did. Yeah. He's gonna like Larisson's just gonna kind of squint at Crimson. Them. What do you mean by them? The transporting people?
Oh. Oh yeah, you should probably see this. It's seeing is believing, let's call it that. And he walks through the three of you and opens the door once again and starts to lead you back down down the hat block. Polonia, as you are looking through the omniscope, you can tell you can tell that the three of them are moving down. However, the thickness of the building walls starts interfering now that they are out of the ruined part of the of the topmost floor.
You're all fading out of sight for me. Be careful.
If you can get a better position, do it.
So,
could I try to get a better position?
pack up, move out. You can try and move. You can try and shadow them if you really tried.
Sure, I'll do it.
Alrighty. As the three of you are being moved down, you arrive at what appears to be the communal parking garage for the hat block, which is mostly empty. Appears to have been emptied out when the hat block got abandoned. However, as Crimson rolls up one of the doors and turns on the lumen strips in the top on the ceiling, before you is a strange sight. You count them no less than 5 abhuman ogrins.
What?
When I said them, I was talking about these. And the these 5 ogrin appear to be mostly lying about and eating corpse starch rations out of a gigantic box.
Viggy,
Yes.
can I roll up an awareness and see if they have any tattoos that indicate that they are from some part of the Imperial Guard?
You sure can, and roll for me an awareness with a +20. You make it just fine. As you look, as you look closely, you can see what appear to be faded markings of what may have been tattoos once written upon the bulky arms of these ogrins. You would have to move in closer to get a better look. It seems someone must have tried to remove any marking insignia from these.
I'm going to do something.
Oh boy.
Viggy, how many plus or minus would I get if Harold were to yell attention towards the ogrins?
You would probably get +10 from Ren and +10 for doing that.
So I'm doing that.
Seeing how it's a very simple command. Yeah, command +20.
Nope.
You, as you shout this over the ogrin, some of them look at you and start scratching their heads, and then go back to whatever they were doing, be that eating or sleeping.
I'm gonna have Riza fly by with the boombox, so I can blast out with a loud hailer and say the exact same thing.
Hot damn.
I also get the +10, but yeah.
Yeah. You would have gotten a +10 from Harold.
Yeah.
As you do this, all 5 of them snap to as all of them run as fast as ogrinly possible to form somewhat of a straight line in front of you, and all of them try in their clumsy ways to salute you. They wouldn't have made it past any drill instructor, but admirable effort on their part.
I've learned about these creatures. They're abhuman ogrins. We fought a few of them before, but back when I was a teacher, we trained people how to operate with them, but seeing them in person, they are huge.
Yeah, their heads almost reach the top of the garage ceiling. One of them even has to lean a bit down so he doesn't break the the lumen strip above him.
Ogrin, report.
Sarge, and all four of them look over to the one on the end, who appears to be you now note he appears to have an augmetic on over his head. Roll for me. Knight, do you have any fate points left?
I do, but I'm not. I need it.
Are you sure?
I have a common law Imperial Guard.
That is true.
I have Tactica Imperialis. I know what these guys are.
Yeah, well, this is different from that. Tarvok, I need you to roll for me Scholastic Lore Abhumans. Pre-roll the Common Lore Imperial Guard.
I mean, it's a bonehead.
Yeah, well, Tarvok, please inform the rest of the party of what exactly you're looking at.
That is a gentleman. That Ogrin has been implanted with cybernetics to increase his ability to communicate and intelligence to at least that of a small, regular child. If you wish, you would probably call him a bonehead or a Ogrin sergeant.
Knight, if you can tell me in less than 5 seconds what the bone, B-O-N-E, stands for, I'll give you 50 plus experience.
Not off the top of my head, I'm sorry.
Well, unfortunate. You also add in the end, he appears to have been outfitted with the biomechanical Ogrin neural enhancement.
It's not biomechanical, it's just bio.
Oh, bio, whoops. Damn, even I had it kind of wrong.
It's bio-Ogrin neural enhancement.
Fair enough. There we go. You see the Ogrin at the end scratching his chin and says, what was the question again?
Ogrin Sergeant.
Sorry, I had to go answer the door. I was gone for a second there.
Cal.
Ogrin Sergeant Cal. I need to know the reason why you're here.
He looks mightily confused. Hold on. Be right back.
I've never worked with these types of people before.
Well, you've worked with Harold.
Alright, I do have to wrap it up in a bit. Okay. We'll probably call it after this conversation.
Harold is going to look to Rosalina and explain that he has served on one occasion with Ogrins before, and explain that they are mighty warriors.
Yeah, I can see by their demeanor they look it. Now, I need the report. Why are you here?
Sarge, weren't we fighting the Greenlands? Oh yeah, the Orks. We was fighting the Orks and then we go to sleep.
And you wound up here, is that correct?
Yeah, that little one over there, and he points at Crimson. He took us from the dark.
You will be following my leadership from now on.
Who are you?
I am Sergeant Roseless, Imperial Guard.
Roll deceive.
And I'm going to show them my inquisitorial badge from where I keep it in my breast. And I'm just going to be like, see? Says it right there.
deceive plus 10.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
you already rolled, but I was going to say, or otherwise you could just point to the man standing next to you in full guard uniform.
Well, Praxian guard officer uniform, which, yeah. What are your orders, sir?
Harold? And I'm just gonna have you, like, back me up on this one. This is Lieutenant Blackbeard. He will actually be in charge of you.
Yes, sir.
This is all you. I have nothing.
And Harold is going to tell them that they are to mount up in the vehicle and prepare for departure.
Which one?
An open-topped cargo truck.
I don't think you understand just how heavy an Ogren is.
Several open-top trucks. I think we can get 3. Crimson, you would be more than willing to give us 1 or 2, I'm assuming?
Yeah, there's a few lying around here. None of them mine. Usually don't take trucks.
Okay, you will be mounting in these.
Yes, sir. And they try to salute and roll a command test.
God.
Okay.
Oh no, come on, Pri. I need you on this one.
So that's a command plus 20.
No, I think it's actually... What was the minus knight for getting Ogrins on vehicles? Oh wait, those are enclosed vehicles, right?
Yeah, these are
I think
like
it's just
dump trucks we're loading them into.
Yeah, like, it is not dark in there.
It's not dock and dead. So it's just a normal command, actually.
So plus 10.
Oh my gosh, you guys cannot make a command.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
I mean, you might as well at this point.
Darn.
Yeah. As you point at the trucks, the Ogren attempt to... Well, they all move to a singular side, and the truck starts leaning over as the weight of the Ogrins is too much for one side to handle.
I'm just gonna put my hand on one of them.
You don't understand. They're all, like, they've already moved towards the vehicles.
No, I know. I'm getting in the vehicle and putting my hand on them.
They're about to fall, like, what the vehicle is about to...
No, I'm going to say something to get them over to the other side.
Do it, like, command
That's
test,
what I'm trying
quick.
to do, you keep interrupting me.
Just don't say you're on the vehicle as it's about to fall over, because you may fall with it.
Anyway.
Okay, quick question.
I'm near
Are you
over on
on
this side.
Are you going to...
Oh, come on.
Are you on the vehicle or not?
I'm like right outside the vehicle, tapping his hand.
Tapping his hand. As he turns around, the truck violently falls on its side, the Ogren's pulling around on the ground.
Well, that was comical.
I send out a call, interrogator. I know. Look, I know you're frustrated. This is welcome to me dealing with all of you every single day. However, if you would like,
this is worse than trying to deal with the tech priest.
Yeah.
Anyway.
However, with that comical bombshell, I am afraid we will have to stop now because I have dinner about to start.
Alrighty. So, I want to thank everybody for joining us for this episode of Queen's Court. This was rather an interesting one. We had Ogrins fall out of a dump truck. I don't know how to end this one. So, yeah. Love you guys. Bye.